You guys hear that, right? Cool, thanks. This is the pre-show. This is the pre-show. This is the pre-show. It's the pre-show.
Hey there, kids. It's me, Oni the Unicorn. And I'm here to tell you that f***ing your dreams ain't cheap. In fact, it costs a ton of cash to do. So that's why me and the Ono Radio Show need your help. Just go to the website displayed below and hit us up with some cash, yo. $1, $5, $1 million if you have it to spare. Any amount is appreciated. Well, I gotta go because these dreams ain't gonna fuck themselves. See ya!
No, 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 no.
No! God, please, no!
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
You are listening to the Ono Radio Show.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Well, I did it again, guys. My big mouth got me in a bit of trouble.
Oh no, baby. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want you anymore. Yes, baby.
That is right. That is right. We are back. And I would say again, but you know what? Last week was a bit of a bust. I'll explain why in just a second. But anyway, if this is your first time listening, my name is Owen. I am the captain of this shit ship. This is the Ono Radio Show. And with me, as always, it's my good friend from the Great White North, Ty. Ty, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, gangsters.
Yeah,
Happy to see you.
You're letting your beard grow again, I see.
I'm growing a mustache, man. I said fuck it.
I see it. It looks good. I think it suits you.
I never do the stash, so we'll see it. We'll see what happens.
I think it's coming along nicely. I think you just need to thicken it up. You need to eat some. I hear egg whites. Egg whites is that's the key. Egg whites. Mikey, you got the mustache. Of course, with us as well. My muse of mustache himself, Mikey. It's the egg whites, right? It's that's what I've heard.
I eat 15 egg whites every morning.
Yeah.
Then 15 more at lunch.
Yeah.
And then I finish it off with 15 more at dinner.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, look at this. It's even so well, it's growing out the old patch.
It's a small price to pay. Now your patch is, why is it sideways? Why is your patch your patch is does it not center itself? Do you have to find a nice center for your patch? There you go.
I think it's better. I think it's better if the patch has its own
windswept patch.
Yeah.
Well, let it go.
You know what it reminds me of? You know how like some chicks, they'll do like, there's a regular ponytail like straight out the back. But then you've got
side pony.
Yeah, it's kind of like the male version of the side pony.
I think girls with side ponies are always down to fuck. Like
That's a dangerous assumption.
I'm not saying they're advertising this down to fuck on the street just by wearing it, but a girl with the side pony, she's a freak. You know it.
I think so. More than a regular pony. Yeah, regular pony, I feel like not as good in bed. Side pony, definitely.
Well, the side pony or the regular pony will still like call the manager and want to talk to the manager about you. Side ponytail will just curse you out and then leave the store.
Although better for sex, I would say probably the straight back pony, because you got there's a lot more pulling thing. Side
you
pony
start yanking on a side pony. Well,
it's gonna get all weird. Yeah, it's gonna get real strange.
You'll mess her neck up.
Yeah,
you guys have never done this.
What side?
Only when it's been pigtails.
Yeah, pigtails.
Pigtails are also fun. Yeah,
lots of handlebars.
Yeah,
but I mean,
God,
there's
we're gross. We're awful.
Yeah, we're terrible humans. Sorry, people. But the side pony grab is pretty great. Like, the back, the regular ponytail grab, it's fine. But the side pony, she's all cock-headed.
I see what you mean now, because now it's like riding a bike one-handed. Right? Like it's like you can wave, you can, like.
Who are you waving to?
I don't know, my neighbors.
Ginger?
Yeah.
Hey, Ginger.
You can change the TV channel. You can do a lot of other things. There's a lot more freedom. You got you got one hand this way.
I have this thought that Ginger makes like the most resting bitch face ever when you guys get down and dirty in the house.
Well,
I bet she's just watching you and judging, right?
Ginger the cat, for those of you who don't know, Ginger is not a person. Ginger is a feline that lives in my home. She is my sweet little kitty, and
Owen is into that cuck shit, but just with his cat.
Just with the cat, yeah. No, See, here's the deal with her. We can't do it anymore with Ginger in the room. Because she's so
vomits.
Well, she's so attached to us. Like anytime me and Teresa get together, she gets jealous. Like seriously, we can't like kiss, we can't hug. Like Ginger has to be involved in all of our shit. So we gotta get that out of there. Because that's that. I don't need no Ginger scratching my balls.
Plus, what if it got hooked in there? Because the scratches sometimes it'll get stuck.
Yeah,
Oh, no, thank you.
And then they, cats have this thing where they, their nails, like just like our claws, like our nails, like their claws grow, but then like eventually, like they'll snag on shit, and like you'll find little like claws around the house, like because they fall out from time to time. Imagine those just getting like stuck in your balls, like that would not be a good thing. So
feel like a barb in the old balls.
Yeah. So the reason I've not been, around as much is, of course, I'm working like 18 jobs. And
did you get another job?
Yeah, I'm up to 18 now. It's getting.
What do you work? What do you work? An hour a day for a couple different jobs?
Well, I'm a very valuable person, you see. So it's my time, is very limited. But no, I was unable to do the show last week, pretty much because of that. And on last week, last week I started really working for this work from home company, and I did great, man. I was doing awesome. Everybody like was giving me props and like, oh, this guy's got the goods. This guy's good at his job and all this sort of stuff. And then my big mouth may or may not have got me in trouble.
Oh man.
So we have you guys are familiar with Slack. It's like a instant messaging type service where you create channels, and we use it within our company to communicate with our managers. And
Owen's already dubbed himself MVP #1 instead of just Owen.
Well, yeah, no, I would have done that, but you can't really rename yourself. They kick you out if you do that. Apparently.
First chat room is chat room of the best.
It's the elite. Actually, it's the elite. Elite. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's the elite. No, so I get a little mad because it's like this, it's a different sort of working style, and they send you like your assignments for the following day, the night before, and you're supposed to like, go through them and make sure that you're ready to go for the following day. So like what time you're starting, what meetings you've got, all these types of things, right? And that's fine. I understand that you want to do that, but my gripe is that should be within reasonable business hours, especially when you're asking us to get up at sometimes 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to start in your day. So I take exception to the rule when I get kind of something that I'm supposed to check at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I don't think that is appropriate.
I agree, man. And if you do have to do that, that should be like on the clock. Like it shouldn't be something you do in your off time. You should be fucking paid for that.
And that's exactly my point. And I think most people that I've explained this to have said and all agreed with me that they are kind of in the wrong for expecting or having these expectations. Yet maybe I didn't say these things in the correct manner. So after my second day of work, this was happening, coming into like my third, which would have been last Friday. And last Friday was when we were supposed to be doing the show. Well, I didn't take exception on the Thursday, or did take exception on the Thursday to the fact that they wanted me at 10 o'clock to be doing all this stuff unpaid. And I let them know this very vocally in the chat room.
Hey, motherfuckers, I'm not working off the clock.
Can you send gifts? Get
it right.
I said,
get it tight.
I said
I'm not working off the clock.
I said it was egregious. The time. That
that's a bad word to use, bro. That sounds harsh.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't use any profanity, but I said it was egregious, and I said that it was,
egregious is like the business F word.
I think so. So I wake up to some direct messages within the Slack forum, basically saying, Owen, you're not working today. And you are suspended, and this would have been my third day on the job.
Yeah, I would say day 3 and you're suspended.
Day 3, I get suspended for a day until I apologize that I won't do this in a community channel, and that if I have any qualms with things, that I need to direct this to my resource management, and that I had to agree that I would not do this. To which I did. I never apologized. I definitely did not apologize because I still stand by my words, my words being egregious, and yeah. So that's kind of what happened. I got suspended on my new job on day 3, and then was kind of down in the dumps about it. The way I put it when I woke up, because I woke up still at like 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time. It was like 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready for the day, because I didn't know I'd been suspended yet. And then I checked my phone, and Teresa's getting ready for work, and I just check it. I'm like, oh no! I'm like, love, my big mouth got me in trouble again.
Now, see, Owen, when I was a manager, especially when I was the general manager,
yeah,
when I would start hearing whispers that people are upset, or when people would tell me directly like, oh, this person or this person is complaining to me about such and such, I wouldn't directly go to anyone. I would wait till that person had a shift then, and then I would hold like a little shift meeting and tell everyone like, listen, guys, if you got gripes or qualms, you need to come directly to me, because guess what? None of these other motherfuckers can do anything for you.
Yeah.
Only me.
And that's kind of what the resource manager was saying in this situation.
But what that is they don't want you to go get a bunch of people riled up.
And that's what I was doing, because I could tell other people were pissed. Like I got a lot of likes and thumbs up on my posts in that channel when I was talking shit.
That's why they're mad.
That's why they're mad. Yeah.
They can see that the new guy is
bringing down the man. I ain't gonna stand for this shit. You don't know me. You don't know Owen. I don't fucks with this. I am an adult. I do not need to be working off the clock. I don't bow down to nobody. Stone Cold Steve Austin, fucking don't trust anybody. Fucking, you better believe I did it. Yeah, I'm fucking stood up for myself. Stood up for myself.
They don't want that.
They don't need no push around. They don't need me. They can't handle me. They want these push around bitches, and I ain't standing for that shit.
Luckily, Owen also told everyone, hey, I'm the host of a podcast, and here's how to listen to it.
Nope, they don't know that part yet. They don't know anything about that shit.
I
told them that I did a wrestling podcast. I didn't tell them about this one. They can listen to the wrestling one all day long. That's fine. They don't need to be hearing all the shit. They don't need to hear shit talk podcasts.
But see, what I think what some of it is they can see it. They can see you riling people up.
Oh, yeah, that, yep.
And they're probably not used to... like your personality. They're used to the more technical, a little more soft-spoken.
That's exactly
more
right.
Professional. Not that you're not a professional.
I'm goddamn professional.
But they're probably used to a type of person that's not going to go ahead and say these things.
On day 2.
Yeah, and if they do say them, the moment that they, crack that whip and like, you, sir, need to stop like this, they go, and then they back so far down, they'll never get back to that point.
So they asked
you didn't concede anything.
No,
so
I didn't concede.
Now they're like,
they're worried, but they also know I'm damn good too. They also know that they kind of like my personality in a sense, because they know I won't take shit from like the people that I will have to deal with. Like I've got a backbone and won't put up with any nonsense from these corporate assholes that want to give, people shit too. So I'm just like, nah. Like there was a situation today. By the way, once I did not apologize, but concede that yes, maybe I did it in the wrong channel and I should have direct messaged you and all this sort of shit. Once I said that, I'm like, so can I work on Monday? And they're like, yes. And then so I was like, all right, I'll work Monday. And this happened today where there was a person who was like, yo, I can't hear your microphone. And, they were saying that, you've got issues on, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, sir. Everybody else has been able to hear my microphone. You're the one with the issues. And I told him straight up. I'm like, I guarantee you it's on your end. Boom. It was on his end. I was right. He apologized to me later on because who's the boss? Who's the boss? It's also funny because this motherfucker probably makes like, $500,000 a year.
Again, they're probably not used to.
Yeah.
So this is their gamble. They have to run it where they think you're going to stand up for the customer.
Yep.
But not them.
The customer is always wrong, bitch. That's what I say.
The customer. Oh, I've rallied against this so many times. The customer is so rarely right.
Oh.
About anything.
Anything. They don't know.
I'm guessing that they're the ones that came up with that slogan, like, "Oh, the customer's always right," because of course they want to be, because they're 99% of the time fucking wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
I'm sorry. You didn't like your steak. You still ate the entire plate. Now you want to comp? Yep. I don't give a fuck. You're wrong, and I'm not comping that. Eat a dick.
No, you're absolutely right. And so I felt like, I did what I needed to do, and I still feel justified in my take on the whole thing. I don't think I was wrong in the slightest. And well, I mean, maybe I was a little bit, just because of that whole like don't let
egregious comment.
Oh, the egregious. But everybody else knows now. Fucking you down to the masters. You don't tell us what to do. You tell us. Yeah. This is how I felt after the whole thing. This was going through my head. Yeah.
Is this how you're gonna show up to your work meetings now?
Yeah, pretty much. This is the shit that's gonna play in my waiting room. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, suck it. Exactly. Yeah. I'll get rid of that before the whole podcast gets demonetized. So yeah. Vince McMahon does not like it when you use his stuff. But anyway, so that was how my week started. That's also kind of why we didn't do the show last week. Other than that, dude, it's been crazy just with schedules. Like, I've been managing all these different jobs. I've been up at stupid o'clock, hence why we're doing a show so early tonight, so that my ass can actually get to bed at a decent hour and not be up editing the show until like 1 o'clock in the morning when I got to be up at 5 o'clock. There's these certain concessions that come with making money, but hey, that's just what it is.
You know what's beautiful about my job, Owen?
What?
That while they can call me and be like, "Hey, do you want to come? Can you come in and work?" I can always just say no. Mm-hmm. The beautiful thing is, I can't cook a steak for you from my house. I can't make you a hamburger at my house.
Yeah.
I can answer an email about, "Hey, did you make a hamburger yesterday?" Yeah, sure, I did. But I can't make one.
This is true. And there are pros and cons to the whole working from home scenario. There's a different sort of expectation, and certain jobs are better at it than others, but they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, works from home. It's on call all the time type thing. And homie ain't playing that shit. Like, when I sign off, that's it. Like
I will say that's one good thing about my factory. Like, literally, you sign out, you are done. There's nothing expected of you. You are not required to do anything off the clock.
Now, let me ask you guys this, because you're both relatively new in the jobs that you have. I think, Mikey, you're newer than obviously Ty. How long you been there now, Ty?
December, I guess.
That's
so.
close to a year, 9 months or so. What was your orientation like? Because I just had to go through for the next job in the line. I just had to go through my orientation this week. This was on Tuesday after I had worked a half day at, work from home factory. I went to sports basketball factory at the arena.
The arena.
Yeah, that's what I call it. And yeah, I had my orientation. Now, when both you guys had your orientations and stuff, did you have the whole let's get hyped, presentation and any of that? I imagine, Mike, you don't get a lot of that in your industry, but
I didn't get it for this. I've had jobs where, some of the corporate places I've worked, were very much like, hey, let's get stoked, that you're going to be working
Let's get
here.
stoked on the flats. Let's tell you about the history of the organization and how the company came to be and how, like, this is what our work culture is like, and this is what our values and ethics as a company, and we expect you to have are like. That's totally what, of course, I got in my orientation. Ty, was it like that a little bit with the cable factory?
There was occasional hypage, but training was 6 weeks of training, so they would like pepper it into the training. There would be like a day of, hey, look at all this kind of sort of pretty cool shit we do. All right. Woo.
Yeah. Now, so this for me was just day one orientation. There is I believe, another set of orientations and then more kind of like on the job training to follow. But this was like the very beginnings of day one. They showed us some goddamn clips from the 80s when the Magic were fucking starting. And like how like the whole like organization came to be and all that, and that's fine, whatever. I'll sit through some dumb videos. But then what I found was funny, I didn't find this part funny. When I first get there, there's some bitch on a microphone, and you walk into the room, and there's some people sitting down and getting ready for the whole orientation to start. And she's like on a microphone. She's like, "Hi. So what's your name and where are you from?" And she's like throwing a microphone in my face. I'm like, "Owen, I live in Orlando. Why would I be here if I didn't live in Orlando?" Kind of like, that's a stupid question. Like, where am I from? She's like, "No, so you've always been in Orlando?" I'm like, stupid me. I should have just said yes and like gone about my day. "No, I'm originally from the UK." Then, of course, whoa! Oh my gosh, we've got someone here, guys, from England. I'm like, well.
Do you know the Queen?
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Have you ever dealt with the Buckingham Palace? Oh my God, do you live in Big Ben?
And then she goes, "You'll never guess. There's another guy here. He's sitting right over there in the back row. He's also from England." And basically, like, "You guys should be friends." I'm like, okay.
Nope.
All right, fine. I sat next to the dude because now at this point, I feel pressured to go sit next to this guy, right? It's some dude in his mid-50s. Nice enough dude. He's going to be working in, like, food service or whatever. Like, he's like, some secondary job for him. Like, he gives no fucks. Like, typical English, like, dry sense of humor. I'm like, "Yeah, I guess we're best friends now." He's like, "Yeah, I guess so." And but it's just like, really, like, we're gonna force this. So yeah, all these orientations. Then we've got like basically like the Jock Jams intro plays, and it's like yeah, get fired up. You're working for the Magic. You're part-time still and don't have benefits, but working for the Magic, and like all this sort of shit. And like, okay, cool. I'm super hyped now. And then they take us on a tour of the whole like facilities, right? Like the whole, it's a big place. There's a lot to see. I don't know how the hell. I don't remember my way around there. There's like 18 floors, and there's like all this backstage area, front stage area, and like all these different elevators and staircases. And like, yeah, well, I've got no clue where the hell I am, but whatever. Guess I'll figure that out on the job. But as we're going through one of these backstage areas, they're prepping for a big concert, and I guess I probably shouldn't say who. If you're smart enough, you could figure out who it is, so it doesn't really matter. But they've got a big concert coming up, and they're doing like 3 weeks of preparation for this concert in the arena, right? And
Dude,
so they're all there.
Talking about egregious, that whole industry, yeah. Like I love it because I've been a part of it.
Absolutely,
I've made
we
money
both
off
have.
that shit.
Right.
Yep. But it's wild. Like,
you don't like those big stadium shows. Do you really need 3 weeks of like prep, and like they're hanging the whole lighting rig, the rigging, and
I'm not afraid to say it. Like those McDonald's shows that I did in town, that was like every 2 years. That was literally like 3 weeks of work before the actual like 4 days of fucking the show.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks, and I got there later than most of the people that were like riggers and shit like that.
Yeah. The amount of setup that goes into that type of thing, right? So
It's
same
nuts.
same type of deal. But what I thought was hilarious because we had this like whole like tour group, like with all the new hires, and there's this chick like kind of like bringing us through all the back hallways by where all like the fancy dressing rooms are for the talent and where the magic like dressing rooms are, all this sort of stuff, right? So you're going through, and clearly there's a very strong smell of something that we may or may not be familiar with, and
Crash Mountain.
And I did like, what was hilarious, like they had clearly just like someone back there had just smoked a big old blunt. And the chick that was giving the tour was like, you could see like the embarrassment on her face and the like sheer like she was mortified, like I shouldn't have come down this way. And she's like,
yes, you should have.
Please don't take it. And like the three dudes in the back like with me were just like yeah. And yeah, so that was my experience there. I'm like, okay, this might not be too bad.
I'm sure as a production person, you were like, oh, okay, so this is a normal work environment.
Yeah.
All right.
Normal, exactly. This is perfect.
That's about right.
It's about right. But how, like, what I just thought was funny was the dichotomy from going from these sort of like corporate investor types that I was dealing with earlier in the morning, and just I guess the complete opposite end of the industry, shall we say, that other parts of my job sort of pertain to. So I don't know. Thought it was funny.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
So, having smelt that at that place,
it was weed. It was weed. You
does
can say
it? Having smelled weed at that place, does it make you like wonder? Because I just assume that like every job ever under the sun has been done high.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what the job is, somebody somewhere has decided to just do that job stony baloney.
I think that's accurate. I definitely think that's accurate.
What do you think is probably the least suspected job? Like other than like cop or like something where it'd be super, where if like that person told you like, oh yeah, I mean I smoke weed while I do my job all the time, you'd be like,
surgeon.
Whoa.
Surgeon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Surgeon would be a good one.
Yeah.
Air traffic controller.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Dude, if your surgeon came in and he just had like slits, little bloodshot slits for eyes.
But what if he's like the best in the world at what he does?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, this is gonna be great. We're gonna get along. I'm gonna cut you open. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Well, it's gonna be super chill.
What if he
After
came
we're
in
done, you're gonna feel good.
Yeah.
with like a lit doober just in his like he's gonna do this. He's even got a nurse there with like a little plate to like catch the ash.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And when you see the recording, are you gonna be like, okay, I'm fine with that?
Well, it depends how I wake up from the surgery.
Yes.
It depends how I wake. If the wrong leg has been removed, then there might be an issue. Or like, yeah. But if everything comes out okay, I don't think we have a problem. Same with the air traffic controller. It's one of those jobs that if it like seriously, that's one of those ones that if it doesn't go terribly, terribly wrong, no one thinks about it, right? So like you could be stoned to shit as long as no planes crash. Be stoned to shit, everybody's cool. No one's ever gonna guess.
I would say
but the one time you fuck up, it's a pretty big.
I would say 40% of air traffic controllers are probably high.
No way.
Yeah, 40%.
Oh,
No, dude, I think they keep them on like the same level of lockdown as like pilots, and they probably have very similar.
Yeah, they probably do.
Like policies, like no way, bro, you can't even drink like 12
well,
hours.
yeah,
before
24
your shift.
hours before your shift or something stupid like that. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that was the case.
I'm gonna tell you right now, probably a very high percentage of every bit of food you've ever eaten out at some place. Stoned.
I would be mad if that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Like that job, no offense, I like cooking and all and have made it my career. But man, if I wasn't high for most of it,
It'd be impossible.
Bro, fucking, it sucks so much dick.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. But speaking about your sobriety and stuff, I mean, apart from things, weed. We'll say it again. But yeah,
That doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't really count. But,
Colorado sober, baby.
but you've been doing great. You've been doing really, really good. Would you say day 20, 23?
22.
22.
Holy shit.
Like that's no drinking in 22, and you said you only had like 6 cigarettes over the past so many days, or
In 23, because I quit cigarettes the day before I quit alcohol. So I've had 7 cigarettes in like 23 days.
That's not bad at all, man. That's not bad at all. Congratulations. How do you feel? Because I've heard you, on obviously not last week's show because we didn't do last week's show, but you sounded great on our show the week before, and then you called into Tom and Dan and had a call in. It was not your typical Mike B. You know what, Colin? It was. You sounded great. You sounded aware. You sounded awake. You sounded a little bit more with it than usual. Are you feeling that? Are you feeling kind of like more, I don't know, tell me about it. Like, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. Like, I assumed like I would feel like crazy better. I mean, it's the difference is I just don't feel like shit in the morning.
That's
all the time.
huge, though. That's huge.
I mean, hydrating has helped. Like, I drink a lot of water now. I got a brand new water bottle.
You're a waterman.
Boop, boop.
That's weird, but I mean, I guess I feel normal or more normal, I guess.
Yeah.
Anxiety is tapered off a little bit.
I can see that because mine peaks when I've had like a few like hard nights. Like, oh, definitely. Like after that, like it definitely peaks.
So I mean that's been a little bit better, but I mean overall, I don't feel physically much different.
Okay, shining endorsement.
I mean, and again, like I only did it because like I wanted to quit smoking cigarettes,
right?
And it was gonna be super hard to do that while I was drinking.
The two combined are definitely like yeah. I get that for sure.
So I don't even know. Like I'm gonna run it out to my birthday, and then I'll kind of decide what I want to do.
Good for you, though.
But I mean, I made it a month.
Do you lose any weight? It looks like you maybe have lost a little weight, just not having those extra calories, drinking beers and shit, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm snacking more.
Balancing it out with snacks. Yeah.
But I mean, if I can transition this into like working out and then take some of that like spare time and energy
Buff
and put it towards...
Buff Mike B.
Oh
yeah, if I got like,
could you imagine?
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I've always wanted to get so fit that I had like the fuck valleys.
Yeah,
like
the deep
V
V down there.
Fuck valleys. Yeah,
dude. I've always wanted those.
Yeah, bro.
And I mean, it'd be really hard because I'd have to get really fit.
Yeah, man.
But if I did, I mean, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
This is a hilarious yet respectable goal to achieve.
Dude.
Fuck valleys.
Anything's possible.
I want to have the fuck valleys, but I'm not gonna like shave or change my facial hair.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna go back to having a mullet again.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I want to be super shredded with like Colonel Sanders facial hair.
Mm-hmm. I
think that'll do.
I like it. Yeah. See, I'm going the opposite way. I'm trying to just I want to be fat, like, and I'll become Fat Owen. Then we got Buff Mike. What are you gonna do, Ty?
I will say, man, I definitely
let's chop him off at
pounds, but
yeah.
No, let's chop him off at the knees. Put his feet where his old like the rest of his legs were,
so he can experience what it's like to be
I would almost be short. I think at
right.
that point.
Yeah, you'd just be average height. You wouldn't hit your head on things. You'd be like, wow, this is so much more convenient.
We'll make him full Cotton Hill, and that'll be it.
I like it.
Oh man.
Oh, that's great.
But you didn't get to kill Fitty Men. That's unfortunate.
King of the Hill reference, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I've heard a metal remix of that exact quote, and it's pretty great.
Dude, there are several because I work with a guy and we share a lot of the same like humor and like cartoon interests and stuff like that. But he showed me there's like an anime song, like an anime theme song for King of the Hill. And it's got like Hank singing in it. Oh, it's hilarious.
Can we talk about? All right, let's talk about King of the Hill for just a second.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
I love Mike Judge so much.
Well, okay, I know you're a massive King of the Hill fan, Mikey. Now, I've never had a bad word to say of it, but I've never understood like the enthusiastic appeal of it. Like I've never wanted it to be like, nah, is it that good? Like it's okay. Like,
okay.
What is it?
Great.
What is it that drives you to it? Because I've never, maybe I just never connected in the same way you have.
So one, I think because of the age we're in and what we're doing right now, it's got a massive nostalgia, like pop.
Okay.
It was a mainstay cartoon on Fox, which a lot of people watched in conjunction with like The Simpsons.
But I was a Beavis and Butthead guy before it, and that's the thing for me. Like I'm always gonna see Mike Judge as Beavis and Butthead, and I prefer, I guess, that dumb comedy to the King of the Hill comedy.
It's still dumb comedy, man. Like I mean, in a great way though. Like,
you gotta think about it. King of the Hill was written really, really well, and as a cartoon, it didn't fall on a lot of typical cartoon tropes, like doing things that were impossible. The entirety of the whole show stayed within the realm of complete possibility.
It was actually,
so it also related.
It could have been.
You
could have done King of the Hill as a live action show and not a cartoon, and it would have still been the same exact show.
Yeah,
exactly. And you got to also, it was super relatable.
Right.
Because it wasn't so off the wall and there was no fantastic nature to it. It was super relatable because everybody knew those people, and especially if you lived in like the Midwest or very specifically Texas.
Right.
You knew those people.
Yeah.
You knew that guy. You knew that group of friends. You've probably been through some of the little instances that they've done on the show.
I mean, yeah, Mike Judge also, like, I don't know, there's something about like for me, for instance, up here in Wisconsin, like, you know, I'm my own dude. I guess I would be slightly progressive in senses, but still, like, there's something about the culture of like redneck culture that you can appreciate, but you never feel a part of. And I feel like King of the Hill was kind of like, it incorporated a bunch of different aspects of like redneck culture, like being out in Texas. I think he was like raised in New Mexico.
Judges
something like
Judges
that.
from Texas, I think, or spent time there in that area for sure.
Definitely grew up out in the desert area, but still, I don't know. I just feel like he always had really good commentary where it counted. I don't know, man. Like the show was fucking funny, but still
poignant. It still had a point. The episode still gave lessons and kind of showed you.
And don't get me wrong, I fucking love Beavis and Butthead, but definitely this was like had a little bit
it's more cerebral than Beavis and Butthead, but I guess it's apples and oranges with both that and what I'm about to bring up, but I guess it's probably just because it's from around the same time. I am and was, huge South Park fan. And I
still am.
Right, and still am. And you guys heard about that crazy deal they just got, right?
Like another 10 seasons.
Well, it's another like ridiculous amount of seasons that they're getting, and I think like it's something like 14 movies that are going to be released over the next 10 years.
I don't get how they're going to do that.
14?
Yeah, I think it's more akin. Probably they're not necessarily like, bigger, longer uncut. They're more movies like
vignette.
The pandemic special and like stuff like that. Like that's probably
for TV movies.
That's kind of
TV
or for Paramount Plus. Specials, hour and a half long specials. That's kind of how I'm interpreting it, but I could be wrong. But then again, like I still find the writing so much more like intelligent on something like a South Park than I would Beavis and Butthead or King of the Hill.
Do you know? Okay, I agree because they have such a short turnaround time on the show productions, like a week.
Right.
You can stay current. So I think they've gotten to be like on the button of like what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think that's helped them stay relevant. But one of my weirder thoughts about South Park is they've retained a pass because they've been going on for so long. They say and do a lot of things that I think if it wasn't said or done by them, there'd be a lot more uproar. And maybe I just don't travel in circles where I hear the uproar about South Park, but I feel like
get away with more than most. I would agree with that.
Right?
But I think they're saying things that a lot of people and a lot of shows wish they could say, and because it's South Park, they do get away with it. Yeah. I think that's right.
Which again, I feel like they make some really solid commentary. Sometimes it's through like the weirdest, most fucked lens that there could be, but I believe they do get to say a lot of things that other shows just won't touch because of the controversy.
It's also necessary though, like because we've lost that a lot in comedy. Everything is such like a cancel culture and so PC at this point that they're the ones somehow that have gotten away with it. I mean, they've literally stared that in the face by having a character called PC Principal, right? Like they've taken that and said, "Fuck it, we don't even care. Like cancel us, try and cancel us. Like, do whatever you want," because
you almost can't.
Almost can't because it comes from an area of intent, right? And that's should be with almost everything. It's that when they are making, say, maybe what would even be a homophobic type of joke, they're doing it making fun of the people that are homophobic. Like it's all coming from an area of intent, and therefore that satire works. Whereas, and I think we maybe give them that pass because we've learned that over time. They've earned the right to do it. Whereas, like, if a new show just came out and was so brazen, it would get canceled immediately because they haven't earned the like. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, they've got.
I'm thinking out loud for sure.
I believe they do have a track record of tackling some of these issues with enough, like, just right in your face, like blunt,
and enough intelligence and gravity.
That they do. You're right. I think they do get a lot of a pass to say a lot of things because you've had 20 years of them doing that.
Absolutely.
That is wild though.
Yeah.
But I mean, to take it back to the King of the Hill.
Yeah, sorry.
I do think that for its time, it was just super relatable because they tackled some of that same. Now they did it in a more toned down, real nature than South Park, but they tackled issues on that show. I mean, they tackle racism like the entirety of the show.
Yeah, and especially racism in like the South Midwest, Texas area when it came to what's the neighbor, the Asian neighbor, Kong, right? Like stuff with that. Like that would have been very, very real to people that I think grew up in that, that atmosphere, right?
Yeah, like that sort of feigned interest because you're my neighbor, but like I still have just inherent issues with you because you're Laotian, but because you're not white.
Right.
But yeah.
Fair enough. Well, you know what I think it is time for?
Is it time to bring forth the clef?
You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. Clefs. You know we got 'em, baby.
Clefs. Yeah, The Clips is the time of the show where we take a look at all the fun stuff that our good buddy Tom finds for us on the internet. Let me go ahead and get all of this pulled up for us here. All right, that's right. Okay, and there we go. Oh, why are you guys still up there? I don't need you guys up there. I've never had that before. That's a new one. Get rid of you. You're fucking assholes. Yeah, that's just it. We need the clips. There we go. All right.
Now we have the clips.
Yeah. Let's do them. Wow. 70s sex ed video for the mentally challenged. Oh boy. This is already starting out.
This is the Downey sex ed.
I think so. Yeah. From the 70s. That's all right.
Wait.
Okay.
Can I inject a fun story about my mom?
Let's start the video and then
it's in relation to
a 70s slow person sex ed video.
Go ahead.
Yes.
You have a story in relation to this.
So me and my mom happened to go out to dinner about a week ago on said Thursday that we didn't have a show. And my mom is like, she's awesome, but it's hilarious to watch her be uncomfortable sometimes. And the restaurant we went to had a large, huge gathering of just different people that you could tell were, disabled, slow, Downy, whatever you want to.
It was a Downy dinner party.
It really was, but I don't want to say that, but yes.
Downy dinner party is a good metal band. That's a good metal band.
It also sounds like a game that rich executives play.
Right, we gotta have a Downy dinner guest to our dinner party.
Oh no,
we're bad.
So what happened?
Oh, so bad.
Wait. Go ahead.
I'm over here just I get it. There's a lot of odd fucking people that have different anxieties and oddities, whatever it may be. And there's one behind me though that I can hear what's going on, and it's slowly driving me crazy because he's I've been there before. I've played drums with my fucking silverware, but he kind of has an almost rhythm. He's tapping decently, but still it's driving me crazy. I'm like,
yeah, right.
Mom, what is this kid behind me doing? And then when I ask her, then she unleashes about everything.
What did you say?
Well, just the entire restaurant is going off in strange fashion. And yes, we got there, we ordered dinner, and I was like, well, listen, you don't know that they're all eating because they weren't eating yet. And she's like, we're going to be waiting forever. It ended up being mildly true, but still, it was.
Hey, my sandwich is taking 35 minutes to come out, and I don't understand. Listen, all these Downies can wait.
I know. I'm over here Mom, no big deal. We're just over here having some beers, waiting for food. No big deal.
Maybe there were some Downies in the kitchen working that day. Maybe it was it was taking a little longer because of that.
I don't think it was that kind of Downy dinner, but I'm not sure.
They're usually just in the dish pit.
Fair.
All I know is it was strangely funny to watch my mom. Not she's not being a dick, but it's just funny to see her.
Oh, she was getting a little mildly irritated.
She was definitely having an almost panic. She's like, that, and she has slight germaphobe things, so she can kind of see what they're
all the slobber, the Downy slobber everywhere, and yeah.
I'm like, Mom, don't worry. They clean these things. It's
you can't catch it, Mom.
You're gonna be okay.
See, but Downies can catch COVID. So I get it. I get her worries.
You don't have to say it like that because everyone can catch COVID, not just the Downies.
Exactly.
What if they couldn't though? Would you No,
I would not take Down syndrome just to not get COVID. I thought this was going to be a story where when I see
a heartwarming tale.
No, when I see Downy kids at the at Walt Disney World without a person, I immediately turn into is everything okay? Like, is that person, are they safe? Like, do they need someone? Should I try and help?
I think the best commentary was somebody, like, I don't know if it was related to him or not, but somebody had left their purse and it was like bothering him. So
somebody left your purse. Somebody's purse is here.
He didn't do anything like that, but like it was there, and she was like, he looked at it and he like searched, but then he just left it.
Maybe he saw a tampon.
I agree.
Because
I
I know
actually
I
agree
don't
with
wanna
your
search
mom
after
on
that.
this one. Just because he's a dowdy doesn't mean he's not like a
I-
thief.
Don't get me wrong, I know, but it was funny. It was just like it was an entertaining dinner.
To say the least. Okay, all right. Well, let's check out this clip here.
It looks
from,
like this guy has Downs, and he's going to give an explanation.
Well, let's start with the last question first.
Okay.
Why necessary? Well, we must teach those with serious disabilities that hinder their learning to live as successfully as possible with other people. Now, this includes their sexual behavior. But
Whoa.
rather than teach, which is somewhat difficult, it becomes a training situation with as much explanation as they can absorb.
Penis. Say penis. Penis. Louder. Penis. Give me another word for penis. Prick.
Frick. Man.
Prick. They said prick.
Cock. Yeah, they did it.
Yeah.
Rod.
Dong.
Dick.
Wanger.
Prick. We've got it.
Noodle.
What?
Meat. I like that one. These guys are good.
Wand. That's good.
Wand?
Man, these
Yeah, I
people
like
aren't slow.
Right one. Wiener.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad they got Wiener.
Wiener's always a classic.
For many people, because of the guilt and embarrassment from our heritage.
What? Did you see that blonde girl? She didn't have no guilt.
She didn't look like she had no Downs neither.
Cock. Rod. Dick. Meat.
I don't see what this is helping anyone.
It's pretty fun though.
The other
Wait, who calls their wiener a joint?
Yo, put this joint in your mouth,
Now,
girl.
what about up here? Are they the same?
Okay.
Not as a man. No. Okay. Nancy, do you know what the woman has up here? What are these called?
Titties.
Tits.
Do you know a word? Do you know a word for those? Any word? Anybody?
None.
Breast. Okay. Do you know any other words for those?
Tits.
Tits. Okay.
Yeah.
Boobs.
This guy
Was
knows.
that guy? Was that guy?
That might help explain what happens. This is the male penis here.
Bro, that
Here
kid's
it
got
is.
too cool of a stance to sit in to be downy.
Right?
In other words, it's soft at this time. It does get hard. Now, you had to ask me how it gets hard, right?
How does it get hard?
Well, there's a picture of the male penis.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Same man with the penis.
Damn, that guy gets whored.
Yeah. That's
Holy
a straight
smokes.
up boner. Like, that's a good old, wow.
That guy gets a sky boner. Holy smokes.
That is a musker, we call that. That's
Also, Owen, I don't think we should leave this on a still frame of two wieners.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, Twitch.
The
should.
penis
You
can
should.
get hard at certain times. Do you ever have that happen to you?
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder about it?
Once in a
I
while.
wonder about
Yeah. What usually happens after it gets hard?
When I go to sleep at night, it
Yeah.
just stops. Picks up it, go in the toilet, then it goes down.
Very good. You know, inside the male penis, there are a lot of little blood vessels in there, inside, and these kind of swell up.
I think this is actually kind of educating me, and pretty good.
What I'm more concerned about, this is the same thing they taught us in sex ed.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
So now I'm scared that I went to Downey sex ed.
Me too. I think I did too. There's 2 holes down there with the. I didn't know that. What's going
I
on?
think there's
good
I think
metal
there's
band.
Technically 3.
I don't know
'cause
what's going on down there. They're like birds.
The urethra.
There's something. No, I don't.
They don't have a cloaca.
I don't know what's going on down there.
That's how it gets hard. And it's a very normal thing. Every boy goes through that. Every boy goes through that. You realize that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As long as you know that.
That kid looks like that guy looks like almost like Rivers Cuomo.
That
You can't
kid.
tell me he's not cool.
That kid fucks. I'm telling you, that kid,
Bro, he has to.
that kid fucks. Like, he's all right. He knows what he's doing.
He's probably like, say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa. This bone is for you.
What if he's doing all sorts of crazy advanced sexual movements? Like, he's like way better than us in that.
He just holds up the chakra. He's like, lady, you know what that is?
Yeah. I'll show
and
you.
She's like, oh my.
The parts of your body, okay?
Okay.
And the fact that a girl has 3 holes between her legs.
Oh, Jesus.
Who told you?
How many, Cindy? 3. Okay, now let's look at this picture.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to learn things.
You see that? This hole here is the hole where you make a BM. Yes. And it's called your rectum. Yes. Okay? And this hole here is the hole from which you pee when you go to the bathroom or urinate.
Yeah.
What else would you use it for? Well, that's just used to urinate. No, it's not.
Just that.
It's a quality question. I've had this all my life.
No, that's another hole, and we'll talk about that. Yes.
And then repeat, if possible, to show that the lesson is being understood. And then, a few days or a week later, review the exercise.
Whoa, she's blasting it.
Check on the progress. As a first step in...
This guy is the wrong host for this. This guy's face does not make me feel comfortable about any
No,
of
he
this.
is the right host.
Well,
actually.
plus with the poor video quality, it makes him look like he's got a scarry upper lip instead of just like a tiny faint mustache.
He also has like a lot of like acne scars from his youth, for sure.
I think people from back in the day just had worse acne.
It makes
they
sense.
had more stress.
Understanding reproduction, we need to prepare trainables for the emotional and physical changes in their bodies.
Yeah, people...
Trainables?
Trainables. But you're right, though, Mikey, like, people from back in that, like, in the 70s all look like buffering video clips, like their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're all,
They need this information before they reach puberty. Adolescents and adults who have never had this training need this knowledge as a foundation.
Hey, Frank.
That's fair.
How come you haven't gotten up yet?
I'm wet and sticky.
Fucking lazy Frank. Lazy Frank.
What did he say?
He's wet and sticky.
Oh.
He had himself a nocturnal emission.
It's like, what did he say? Jesus.
Did it happen during the night? Or did it just happen now? Do you know?
No.
Well, if you're
Well,
sticky,
right now,
maybe it was
yes.
a wet dream. Do you know what a wet dream is?
I've never had one of those, though.
Like never, ever?
I think that's a bit of a myth. I think wet dreams are a bit of a myth.
I've had two of those
Never.
where it wasn't like, and this was obviously I don't ejaculate, but yeah.
I was gonna say, if you've been poofing all your life, how would you even know?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think good old Thai wet dream over here.
Well, you know, how old are you now? You must be about...
This guy's judging his age? What the fuck? What's going on? Oh, shit.
Did you see that cut, though?
That was
like,
weird.
This guy just likes busting in on little kids jerking.
Yeah.
The fucking weird.
Yeah, what are you doing in
He's
here?
coming right now.
Yep.
What's going on?
Oh.
Oh, excuse me, Ricky.
Oh, no.
Oops.
You can come in. It's fine.
Wait, is this a stepmom?
It is, yeah.
Ricky, I did see what you were doing.
Don't say that. If you're the mom, and you come in and be like, I saw what you were doing. That's not cool. Down syndrome or not, don't just let him go back to his jerking.
Why did he like sit up? Like
Because he's trying to hide the boner, bro. He sits up. The boner's not like flopping in the sky.
Right.
You can pull. Yeah, it's going down. It's why you lean over when you have a boner.
I mean,
it's true.
I don't know.
Ty, I'm right?
Well, it depends on the situation. If you still have pants or something you can stick your wiener into, then it's safer if you're just having a full wang out.
Well, yeah, but okay.
Full wang out, it makes sense to, sit up. Yes.
Yeah, sit up, or like if you were standing, it would make more sense. Rather, if I've got like a boner that I need to hide, I'm not gonna stand straight like fucking like a soldier up with it, so my boner's sticking out.
Cross-legged sit.
I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna like lean forward a little bit, almost like I got a bit of a tummy ache, so that my boner points down a little bit, right? And then it's not gonna be as obvious because like
and every time I come over to the studio, you're kind of like leaning over just a little bit.
Well, that's what I do.
Mostly boners.
Mostly boners.
It's all right. We all have feelings like this sometimes. I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room. When you're a little bit older, we'll have to talk more about these feelings.
That kid wants to fuck that lady. I'm telling you,
those are some fucking eyes.
Those are fucking eyes. Like, he is definitely horny. Like, yeah, this is like, yo, bitch, take care of this for me.
Bro, he also looks like he's a fucking like Abercrombie model or something.
Look at them freckles.
And what causes them, and how we can control these feelings. I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy.
Goddamn right, bitch. Get out of my room.
Okay?
Thanks for the monologue, Mom.
All right.
She didn't even let me say anything.
Child of guilt and assures him he is normal. It opens communication between parent and child and introduces the concept of responsibility for his behavior.
But now I'm gonna take my wing out and finish.
But it looks like the end is like he's got like a cute smile, like
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now we've moved into a scene.
What's going on here? Yeah.
I don't know. There's two dudes standing at urinals next to each other.
Are two adult Downies about to whack it in the bathroom?
I don't know.
Whoa, Mikey.
Involve instructing them how to recognize and avoid sexual exploitation.
Oh.
What?
No,
What?
there's a Downy that's getting felt up by. Now
I don't know where this became Downey. That looks like Elvis. Is that Elvis?
You're a special
Elvis's secret kink.
You're a special type of evil if you're trying to hit on Down syndrome people. If you're a gay man and the rest, I don't like that. And also, back in the 70s, all Down syndrome people were hip. Like, they look good.
Are particularly vulnerable because of common characteristics of trust, lack of judgment, and desire.
What is
you're the third guy in there who's just like,
yeah, I know, right? What is that guy doing? He's just watching.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
he's not even peeing.
Some shit's about to go down.
Also, he's like weirdly molesting him. He's just like caressing him.
Yeah, that's the point. It's not a good thing. You need to get out of there. Whoa, look at that chick.
Whoa.
There's
only been like 2 or 3 kids that look Downy at all.
Yeah, it's more of the mentally challenged. It did say that at the beginning. We just threw the Downy thing on there.
Have you ever really wanted to meet like a 10 who is also like mentally challenged?
No, I haven't, and I'm gonna.
I can't say I've ever had that thought process.
Guys, I think we've done a lot of good with that. Educating the world on these very serious issues as only we can. Next is a clip entitled just simply Don Cheadle, and I'm interested in that because I was in a movie one time with Don Cheadle, and
Cheadle remix?
Seems like it. People really do like the Cheadle.
I like Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle.
Okay, yeah.
Don Cheadle, Don. Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle,
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, Don. Don Cheadle, Don. Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, Don. Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
That's right, motherfucker. It's the War Machine. Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle.
What makes you guys like?
Cheadle, Don.
Why do you like Don Cheadle so much? Yeah.
He's got variety. He's got range.
He does.
He can do so much.
He's a quality actor.
He's got an expressive face.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, 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 Don Cheadle, Cheadle, Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, 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 Don Cheadle.
Don, we love you.
And he's not that guy.
Cuba Gooding.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, that motherfucker crazy.
Next time, baby.
You remember the shit about Terrence Howard, right?
Was he a big piece of shit or something?
No, I don't even know if he's a big piece of shit, but he just had this whole thing like where he was saying how he doesn't think math is right. That like he's got his own concept. What? Yeah, he's got his own concept of math. That if you like, trying to put it into words here. Like essentially, if he doesn't think that like something times 1 or times 0 is 0, he thinks it's 3. Like he's
3.
He's very confused with the whole math thing. Look it up. Yeah, that's kind of why he lost that whole job with the Avengers and all that shit. Is kind of
because of math.
Yeah, because of math and his own just being crazy. I think there's something there. There's something with it. I'm telling you.
Don Cheadle?
No, the other guy, Terrence Howard, something like that.
Okay, so I'm looking kind of at it right now, and so the example that they give right at the top of it is like, okay, so it's 1 times 1 equals 1.
Yeah.
Right? But if you try and subtract 1 from both sides of that equation, the answer doesn't equate, because if you subtract 1 from the 1 times 1 side, you'd still get 1.
I guess my brain hurts from even thinking about this.
But if you subtract 1 from the equation side, which the answer was 1, you get 0. So I don't know.
I'm confused too. I'm very confused. Anyway, let's move on with clips here. And we've got, this looks like fun. How about the fastest yodeling ever heard with cigarette in mouth?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That guy did all the right drugs.
This guy fucks.
I feel like I could do this if I tried. I could get there.
Your yodeling would be a lot different, though, Ty.
Yeah, but I would perfect the yodel. It would take a while.
No, your yodel.
But I could get there.
You would be like, like it would sound like a goddamn like underwater fish or something. Like it would be.
I could get up there. It's all about that falsetto yodel back and forthy. You just got to work it out.
Is John Cheadle the Black Bill Murray? He might be. That's a close comparison. That's pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair. It's a banger.
You didn't take a drag once.
Yeah, the cigarette's probably out by now.
Oh, wait, there he goes.
Nice. He flipped. Oh shit! No, that doesn't.
Oh, no, that.
That's pretty impressive. He kept it in his mouth the whole time. He still kept it alive. Like I think that was pretty good.
That is fairly impressive.
All right. This is all right. Here we've got what is it? Annie Me Bobby. I think that's what it is. Chin Up High official video clip. That means it's a great music video usually.
Banger. Here comes one.
Here we go. Our new favorite song. Oh, we got some drugs in here.
He was
I've been seeing this chick everywhere.
You think I'm ugly, I don't care. You think I'm dumb, I don't care. You think I'm scum, I don't care. Bitch, I make my money. Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back.
Yeah, I've been seeing this all around. I've seen this I've seen this on the TikToks. I've seen this on the Facebooks. And
I'm happy we get to talk about it, though. I'm not going to lie, because, I mean...
I want to talk about it.
Doesn't this girl, like, make you really mad, but still, when you think about it, you're like...
Oh,
I guess I would.
She does have she has an attractive body, that's for sure. Her face ain't too bad, that's for sure. But she is terrible at the rappings, and I think she's pretty. I don't know. She's probably a stripper. Let's be honest. She's probably a stripper, and she.
Yeah, but she's like the daytime stripper at the, like. What are those places on the highway?
Oh, okay, I know what you mean.
Cafe Risque.
Yeah,
Cafe Risque daytime. Yeah. She like serves you a patty melt and gives you a dance.
Let's try and pinpoint where she's from the video.
Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let the dollar make a work. People always hating, but the more they hate, the more I work. Everybody say they're lit, but all they do is showing
Richie.
Shit. In my street, like the slaves, bitches always kiss my feet. Ooh. Stay out of my way, you bitch. I can deal with your fake ass meat. They thought that I had stopped. It was over, I had dropped. Bitch, I had my plans out here. I'm only just at my start. You will have to kill me to make me fucking stop. I was already dead again. You can't hurt me.
Is this from a different country? She's got like
she's got like a disjointed English.
Yeah. It sounds like it's either like she's deaf or she's from like a different country, right? Like it's a second language, like almost Eastern European a little bit, like
a Russian, maybe.
Yeah, like something in that realm. I'm glad I'm not the only one that picked up a little bit on that because I haven't been able to like nail this one down.
Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let the dollar make a work. Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let the dollar make a work. I ain't scared of death, but I fear damn as dead as breath. All the drugs.
A lot of drugs in this. A lot of drugs in this video.
What she could have done though, instead of doing her own like, you could have just put a like any sort of drum beat, like any sort of created music.
Yeah. Could have done that.
You didn't have to do it yourself.
I like it that she did it herself. It's creative.
In your face, I am blessed with the smartest brain. I remember y'all laugh when I was at my worst. Let me tell you, piece of scum, I'm supported from above. Your man in my.
This isn't from America. I don't think this is from America.
No, because they also spelled scum with a B at the end.
Did they?
Yeah, their scum had a B at the end, and I was like, okay, you're spelling it phonetically now too.
While you're talking shit behind my back, all the shit my worst. Let me tell you, piece of scum.
I missed it again. Hang on.
When I was at my worst, let me tell you, piece of.
You're right. Scum with a B. That's not.
Yeah,
we don't.
Dude,
and also, who in America would say piece of scum like that? I don't know. I don't.
Oh, piece of scum.
Yeah, I don't think this is. Yeah, this is from fucking like Czechoslovakia or some shit like that.
With my chin up high, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let the dollar make a work. Shake that money maker in my face. It's a favor. Ooh, I love your misbehavior.
I mean, that's a good line.
Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back.
She could be English, and she's trying
to be like urban, so it comes across. Yeah, that might be it. I don't think that's that. No. It doesn't look like English.
Shake that money maker in my face. It's a favor. Ooh, I love your misbehavior. Party till I die with my chin up high.
What's her name?
AME, so Ami, I guess. B Bobby. Annie. Yeah, Ami B Bobby. That's, I guess, how you would read it. Ami B Bobby. Now that I read it like that, it's a better name.
Yeah, she's here.
You found her?
I think so. It looks like she might be South African.
Yeah, that makes sense. South Africans, I'm going to go. I've said this before. I'll say it again. They sound fucking weird. South Africans, you've got the dumbest accent. You sound dumb. I don't like South African accent. Don't like them one bit. At least Australians, New Zealanders, they're charming. You South Africans, you just sound like you've got a speech impediment built into your accent. It's like the whole Dutch meets English meets African thing. Weird as fuck. Anyway, last clip of clips. Here we go. Giant Steps, the Bee Gees. Is this the new track or something? What is it? Oh, or is this like a mix? Maybe we'll find out. Some Bee Gees content. I'm always down for Bee Gees content. Oh, wait. Is this just a slow zoom on a boner? Oh, maybe not. Oh. What is going on?
It sounds like it's like an octave down or something. It's weird.
Tom, fill us in. I don't know what we just watched. What the hell? What was that? I mean,
is it possible?
Oh no, not you
Or is it
again!
even
No.
necessary?
No, I'm trying to figure out what we just watched. Like that. There's something.
Like I said, it sounds like it's just like pitched down.
Yeah, maybe it's like
just
in a
not quite
minor.
right.
Like minor, but then it's like all they were doing was staying alive.
You see what Lance put in the chat?
There's a whole bunch of songs that people have transposed into the same progression as John Coltrane's Giant Steps. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm not smart enough.
This makes much more sense
Yeah.
now that I read that.
What is John Coltrane's Giant Steps? Now I need to know that. I don't know what that is.
Throw it on, man. Like just throw it's like literally the chord progression of and it makes sense now that I think about it. But
So it's like taking
fucking
something.
trippy.
All right, so it's taking something kind of like a jazz standard and putting it to modern pop music. Is that kind of what I'm getting out of this? Is that?
Yeah.
All right. Walking standards, jazz standards. Okay, this is like bass, I guess. The thing. I don't know. Let's see. No, god damn it. Not that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Let's see that.
Stay alive.
It's just too weird.
Jimmy Jonga, Jimmy Jonga.
This motherfucker. Just play the thing. All right, now this is some asshole trying to teach me how to do it. I don't need that. I just want the song. All right. So this is all right. Here we go. I got it. Oh, so it's all like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the idea. So it's like that shit, but with the Bee Gees, right?
Okay. Still weird, but
I don't like any of it. I don't like any of what's going on. I don't like the clip.
I love it.
I don't like that now Tom in the chat room's like, play another last clip. Yeah, because the clips, because that clip sucked, Tom. Like, and you're worried. He's worried about his clip rating. He's worried about his clip ratings. He's like, play another last clip because he knows that is not a good last clip. I agree. And you know what? Let's play a clip from 9/12/2019. How about we do that? We'll go back and we'll play. How about this one? Yeah, because this is better than that shit, motherfucker.
I'd say there's potential.
And it's related.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her feet.
So yeah, this is All-Star, but it's all in a Bach choral.
Well, you start to the rules, I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much.
Bach couldn't write this. He's not that good. Bach could not write this. He's not that good. He's not as good as this.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. Only shooting stars break the mold.
I almost like this more than original All-Star.
Whoa. There you go. No, we ain't doing any more of that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, that was
Clips. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips.
Yeah, I would play another one that you gave me, Tom, but I haven't downloaded that yet because I'm saving those for next week. And I used the clips from the last week for this week, and then those ones will be for that. It's a whole thing. You know
We
how
got some
things
clips
work.
in the can, okay?
You got clips in the can just because you sent me those clips. Those were the clips for last. So you're blaming me for you sending me shit clips for last week. So you would have been equally as guilty. It's just a week late. Like you thought you were gonna make. You thought he was lucky. He's like, oh, they're not doing a show this week. I'll be able to slip in with some good clips for this week and get a good rating. Oh no. Ooh, I feel like that was C+ clips. That's C+. Like I don't even. It's one of the worst ratings that you've gotten, sir. Those C+ clips. What are you guys going with?
I'm gonna go ahead and still give it an 8.5.
Oh,
because that Downey clip was still
it was pretty good.
Gold treasure.
Yeah, okay. So C+ would be a 79. Yeah, I'm going 79 or 7.9. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go 8.4. 8.4.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Well, we'll see. Now he gets to get some good ones next week. So. Yeah, it's definitely too highbrow for me at the end. Like, I don't understand that. Like, what do you throwing me goddamn musical conventions and no, that's not me at all. Like, absolutely not. John,
we do this.
John, I'm supposed to get a John Coltrane joke. Get the fuck out of here. I don't get no John Coltrane jokes. Fucking isn't that what the show's about? Well, I'll ask you this though before we go to break because we're very due for a break, and. I did want to ask you this. So, like, there's this place down the road for me, and they have, it's a cool place. It's called the Commission. Talked about it before. Cool little beer spot.
With the Commission, bro.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's a good spot. I haven't been there because I've been working, but when I've been there, it's been great. And they like to have food trucks out there, right? Like almost, I would say, probably 4 to 5 days of the week, they'll have a food truck out there, different rotating food trucks.
Yeah.
But then it started last week, but it was there again today. They have put out there, and this just kind of made me laugh. It looks like just a straight up hot dog cart, right? Like but they have a big sign out there that says vintage hot dog cart. Now, okay.
Vintage.
So this is what I'm asking you guys. What do you think the business plan is on this? Do you think that it's just when you see vintage hot dog cart, does that make you want to try the hot dog cart more? Or less? I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like, why is the vintage hot dog cart a selling point rather than it just being hot dog cart? What is different about that?
It depends on what is vintage.
That's what I was going to say too. Yeah,
is it the hot dogs
or
the cart?
Or the hot dog? Because the hot dog, I guess, in the right sense, it might be a great vintage hot dog. But
a hot dog's a hot dog. Am I coming there to look at your hot dog cart, even if it's an old, like really classy, cool looking hot dog cart?
You're still not answering our question. Like, if the hot dog's like from like the 60s or 50s or some shit and it's aged properly,
No,
maybe
that's
a
not.
good hot
That's
dog.
not what they're doing. No, that's not no, because you would
So
call
the
it.
cart itself is the vintage part.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't really gone there. Just saw the sign. It looked like maybe an older school hot dog cart, but why would you put that on the sign? Vintage hot dog cart is like your marketing strategy. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to say? Like, is there like? Did hot dog carts back in the 70s and 60s, did they have like different type of hot dogs? Did they have different toppings? Did they have different, like accoutrement what came with the hot dog? Did they prepare them in a different way? I don't know.
No, but maybe that's when the cart itself peaked. Like back whenever the vintage year is that they're talking about. Maybe that was the pinnacle of all hot dog.
This is like the peak of evolution for the hot dog cart itself.
But
I can imagine that we passed that peak by now. I would hope, but
I would
maybe not.
imagine there's better technology in a more modern hot dog cart than there was back in the day. For vintage hot dog carts, I imagine it's a better hot dog. Right?
I can't imagine like that hot dog carts haven't gotten better in
Yeah,
however
but
the fuck long
they're
we've had
like
hot
the
dog carts.
7-Eleven rollers, right? Like that's what you keep them hot on the top. You do the little roller thing that.
I think most
they're in the
most hot dog carts are like a
boiling
boil
water
system.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
water.
well,
thing.
Like a hot water, like a hot water bath system.
Yeah, that's what they do. So maybe I don't know. Were vintage
No.
did they treat them differently? Was it a different thing back then? Did they have better technology of the vintage hot dog cart? Did they grill them or something?
They had better water, I bet.
I don't know. I'm just not understanding why this is a marketing strategy of vintage hot dog cart, other than it would just be like, come get a hot dog, but it's on an older school cart. Right? Like,
I kind of like that it's on an older school cart.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
hate
why
it,
not?
but I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That's all I'm preaching. That's what I'm saying. I mean, call me crazy.
Well, you know what, Owen? Maybe they're not trying to sell the fogies like you. Maybe they're trying to sell the young hip kids who believe in vintage hot dogs.
Oh, right, yeah. The hipsters do like a good vintage hot dog.
Guys with only like one job.
I don't like the term vintage and any sort of food. Like vintage and food don't go together. Vintage music, vintage, art, vintage chairs, vintage, like you can name a million different things vintage. I'm into it. Vintage, and then you put any sort of food, vintage chicken wings. I don't need that. Vintage, like vintage desserts. Don't need that either. I know they like them gelatins. Sounds gross. Vintage and food need to get the fuck out. Like they're two different. No.
I suppose I can agree with that. But
Yeah.
yes.
Well, okay, so you know what I found out that there's a cut for like vegetables and things you would cut that is called a rustic cut, and I'm
That's
like,
different.
that just sounds
Rustic-
like you're cutting
rustic's
it
fine.
with an old knife.
No. Rustic implies more of a country home style feel of cooking. That's fine. Rustic
always means
is
old
good
to me.
No. Rustic is country. Rustic is more like worn home style. That's fine. I don't mind that term. But vintage, no. Vintage and food, no, can't do that. Can't do that.
Rustic potatoes,
Yeah.
delete. Vintage potatoes, what's up with that?
Yeah, how long they've been in
I
your
don't want
fridge
neither
for.
of them.
That's like, yeah, man. It is indeed time that we take a little bit of a break. We will, it is 8:32 now. Hey, let's call it at 8:45 that we'll be back. We'll get together and hammer out the rest of this show. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long because I gotta be up at stupid o'clock in the morning. That being said, everybody, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ONRS. Check out our Facebook group. And, you can find that, just type in Ono Radio Show on Facebook. If you're listening on Twitch, then, hey, You know, we have the Facebook feed that, of course, the podcast feed that goes up everywhere you find podcasts. We would hope that you would like and subscribe. And if you're doing it the other way around, check out our Twitch at twitch.tv/ONRS Live. Boys, in honor of Zach, what do we say when we get out of here for the first segment? Fuck your dreams. second segment of the Ono Radio Show. Some funky jams. That's for you, Ty.
I am loving it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's for you. Little dance break for you. I miss a good dance time with Ty.
Yes. You know, I will say it's been kind of weird, I guess, like being up here, not having a normal friend family, friend circle.
You don't have a good dance crew.
I will say, on average, I probably dance under the moonlight at least 3 nights out of the week.
And that's, that was going to be a question of mine. Like, when was the last time you danced? I'm glad that you're still keeping up your dancing. Is it alone with your headphones on? Because
yes.
even if it is,
yes,
if it is, everybody out there, keep up your dancing. Keep up your dancing. When was the last time you did some dancing, Mikey?
I mean, I dance at work a lot just to kind of fight off the blues.
Yeah. I mean, a good fucking dance. It'll get you going. Like it's something that we all should be doing. If I'm quite honest with you. Yeah, everybody needs a little dancing in their lives. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Goddamn right.
So, go ahead, sir.
Don't be afraid to dance, damn it.
No,
Get
dance,
out there.
dance,
Shake
all,
that booty.
dance all the time. I dance, a lot. I dance on my own. I try and dance with my wife. I dance in inappropriate times. I'll dance on the toilet if I need to. I will. I'll do it.
Sometimes you got to boot, scoot, and boogie do so.
Yeah, just so okay. I wanted to clear things up for the audience with our weird schedules lately. I did want to let you know that next week again might be a little weird, but moving forward, I think I've got it a little bit more situated where we'll be back to our regular 8:30 Thursday shows. We'll be back, as we always are. So just sit tight, it's a whole we're growing together, right? Like we're trying to make this all work whilst I work my 17 jobs. I wanted to ask you guys, remember you're Ty, I think you were a big Black Mirror fan, right? You like the show Black Mirror?
Yeah. Is it coming back?
No, it's not. But remember that one that they did that was the Choose Your Own Adventure bandersnatch?
Yeah.
We talked about it on the show. Did you ever watch that, Mike? It was kind of hard to watch. It was a Netflix thing, but you couldn't watch it through certain devices. For me, I remember having to hook my laptop up to the TV because it was a very interactive thing, right? Where you could choose what to it's like those Choose Your Adventure books, right? Like move I think he should take the pill or not take the pill, or I think he should do this or do that, and it informs the story, and there's tons of different endings, and it directs you, so you get the concept, obviously. So the bandersnatch thing I thought was kind of revolutionary, and I thought hey, there's more that they can do with that. And as a wrestling fan, I felt the need to bring this up to you guys. Mm-hmm. So Netflix is doing another one with The Undertaker. Now, I know you guys aren't wrestling fans, but The Undertaker retired.
Well, wait, what are the end options? He becomes a famous world superstar. No, he becomes a pain pill addict.
No. Okay, hear me out here. So The Undertaker has retired from professional wrestling, and is now doing all these different projects, and he, there's been a lot of interviews where he's finally broken character and stuff, and you get to know Mark the way he is and all those types of things. But
I don't want it.
Okay, so that's fine, but no, he's, I believe, reprising his role as The Undertaker, and he will be in his haunted mansion. Whilst these other three people, of course, from the WWE, known as the New Day. Now that's Big E, who is just as of last week, the new WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. And the three of them, they're a very fun-loving, trio of guys, all the power positivity. They got all the jokes. They're a very entertaining group. Those three will be wandering in, essentially, into the Undertaker's haunted mansion, and will, essentially have to. You'll be choosing your own adventure, kind of Scooby-Doo style, I would imagine, around this whole premises, and the Undertaker's maybe out there to get you the whole time. Who knows? I'm interested in this. Does this have any appeal to you guys as non-wrestling fans? That is my question.
Unless when he catches them, he gives them the old tombstone pile driver.
I mean, that's what he does. That's what
I'm saying. Like, is that what is going to happen when he finally catches them?
There's
somebody's getting tombstone, right?
I feel like there's definitely an ending that involves the tombstone pile driver. Then you've also got his, kayfabe brother Kane. If you remember, Kane was the guy with all the fire and all that sort of stuff. Like, he's got to make an appearance, right?
But isn't he a senator now?
Yeah. Glenn Jacobs. He's the no, he's not a senator. He is a mayor of the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah, that's what he is.
So that's definitely what I want if I'm the mayor of some place, is being roped into some shenanigans.
Oh, dude, but they love it. They love it because he's been, like, since he's been mayor, he's been back on TV on Monday Night Raw and all the shows, like, doing his gimmick, and they're fine with it. They're like, yeah, he got reelected, so, like, they're clearly, like, not put off by that.
I hope he does all his mayoral stuff in full suit, but with
the mask on. Yeah. No, I agree. He should do that type of thing.
I'm saying he's missing opportunities if he's not.
I'm just saying this, like, it sounds really stupid on paper, and it probably will be stupid, but I will be doing it just because I enjoyed the sort of, like, art form of that bandersnatch and that sort of, like, choose your own adventure thing. And I feel like that might be something that, like, modern media moves into over time. Like, imagine if you had, like, a blockbuster movie that was released, like, say, a Marvel movie or what have you, and you had all these different endings and Easter eggs and little different paths that you could go down, right? Like, imagine if, there's, like, I know there's a whole what if universe when it comes to Marvel, and, like, a what if universe exists in a lot of different, like, storytelling and media. So it's like, what if you could just see a director's take if, like, maybe like a Christopher Nolan movie where, someone doesn't die but someone lives, or you know what I mean, or like maybe like, let's take a because I'm more familiar with, like, Tarantino. That would be a good example, right? Like, so, like, take Pulp Fiction as a movie, and then make that a choose your own adventure, so that everything that happened in Pulp Fiction still exists as a film, as the one art piece, but then you are able to like see what happens in, say, maybe a better example, Reservoir Dogs. What happens to the individual characters, like Mr. Pink, after the fact? Or, like, does he cut off the ear? Does he not cut off the ear? Like, things like that. Like, do the cops come in? Do the cops not come in? Like, all these different scenarios that you could play out as, I think, a filmmaker. I believe that whole, like, world will become its own art form and its whole, like, a whole new thing. You think? I don't know. I think there's
it's
a market for
like
that.
I think when the guttural, like, method of choice comes down to it, like, I like the idea of it, don't get me wrong, like,
right,
I think it would be fun to do it and explore it from a nerdy point of view. Like, I'll watch shit I like 3 or 4 times when it comes out. Like, I can't help it, I'm just watching for different shit. But when it comes down to like the payoff, I feel like if directed at the public, I feel like they would rather have a straightforward storyline than a choose your own adventure.
Because that's the way that stories have just been traditionally told. What if the art of storytelling develops in a way that you're, as a director, you're directing the 3 possibilities of an outcome? And
still, like, think about it, like a director and a film, you know what I mean? Like,
He's
they're
got a
plotting
view.
out these things from the get-go. They want it to happen a certain way. They want you to react to one situation and then progress to the next one. But like, if you choose your own adventure, yeah, that's cool in the thought process of like giving us more options. You know what I mean? But like,
It
still, when it
probably
comes
only-
down to the thought of a film, I feel like there's a. It's all about how you perceive the outcome, right? Like,
Sure. I mean, and it probably comes down to the type of film. It can't work with everything, that's for sure. I mean, like, but I guess what I'm trying to say too is that in my mind, the way it would be presented is that you would have the piece that is what the director, like, I mean, because there's no difference now than what, like, in that there's a director's cut and there's what gets released into theaters and what gets released into, right? So that's not what the director originally wanted you to see. But then if you had a
But
different,
that's the thing. Like the director's cut is never like, oh, well, here's
not
the
that
movie,
drastically
and here's
different,
the
right.
director's cut, which is a literal brand new ending.
But there's
a lot of that
alternate
is-
endings on a lot of DVDs. I've got a bunch of DVDs. Layer Cake is the one that pops in my mind where there's like 3 different endings to that, all of which directed by the same director that directed the movie that had like different like mentalities of how the movie should end. That's actually a pretty good example of how this could work, is that you almost get to experience, because if you're doing these types of like find your own adventure films, you're not just watching it the one time, right? You're watching it multiple times.
You're gonna watch it every time to get every version.
Get every version, to get every option, especially if it's like a product that you're into. This works with things that people are into. Your Star Wars, your Marvel, the things that people can delve deep into that have maybe even like histories and lineages and like wikis written about them. This sort of works in that regard for me more than if you're just telling a straight up, like you're telling a story that's need to be written as a story, as a feature film.
I think a lot of the time, though, those movies were written with multiple endings. I think some of what we see sometimes is like a fan base going, I think it should have ended like this, and then them going out and getting it done. I don't think there are as many stories written with multiple endings. So I think adding the stuff in, there'd be some choice, but I think there would have to be the one still defined ending to most of the stuff. But I was going to say, I'm used to this kind of stuff though, because video games have had this stuff.
It's
forever.
There's
always been multiple endings to certain games.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think that's like, it's an aspect of storytelling that can be as productive as have the gravitas as a straightforward film piece, right? But it has different pieces. Maybe even like consider it the side quest, consider it that type of thing where there's enough written into that maybe you can now go on a little adventure of a character in a movie that you would have not necessarily been able to see, like that meets up later with the movie and is like part of the storyline, but you don't get to see what he did in that time. Now you maybe can have that opportunity to see that. Like, does that make sense?
It does, but I think for video games it makes sense because you control.
It breaks the whole concept of how people feel about film and how it's an art piece. Like that is the part that obviously is hard to differentiate.
You'd have those people that are into this stuff anyways, but I think it's still a much smaller percentage who are going to watch that film that you make with multiple endings, and they can choose how they want the film to go.
Right.
But I think you're still going to get a lot of what Ty's saying is that the majority of the film community wants it to be more of a let me ingest this.
Yeah, but media and everything is meant to evolve. Everything's meant to evolve anyway. So like, I'm not saying it's even in our like immediate lifetime. I'm saying it's something that when we're 90, I'm probably not making it to 90, but if we're 9,500 years old, right, and we're looking back at the kids today, and we like, even I don't even get to TikTok, and I'm 35. So like, if I'm looking back at how media changes, it might be something that just as time progresses, things do change in that manner, because video games are probably the biggest storytelling sort of like medium that you have in popular culture with younger culture today. So what if that progresses? Like, I feel like film would have to progress in that manner to even survive, like, in a sense.
I think
And then you
there's
could
always
have,
gonna
and then
be
you
a
could go see
space.
a movie, right? And then you have a smartphone or some sort of device that you're given an option. The whole crowd could literally hit a button to like vote on where do we want to go? What outcome do we want to see? And now movies become more of an interactive experience that you're sort of driving, like, oh, I saw it at blah, blah, blah in Oviedo. It was a way better experience when I saw it in Orlando than Oviedo, because they all wanted to choose this outcome. And I want, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
I mean,
kind
it'll
of
turn into watch parties with like, hey, who hasn't seen the C ending to this movie? Hey, we're all going to meet down at the movies and we're all going to vote for C.
I'm just high and trying to fix the fucking cinema industry. That's all I'm trying to do. It's a pretty lofty goal. It's a pretty lofty goal.
Yeah.
Fair. Also, Owen, when you said, when I'm 90, and then you said, I barely think I'm going to make it that far. I know what you said now was when I'm 95, 100, like there's supposed to be a space.
Oh, yeah.
But when you said it so fast, I thought you said, when I'm 9,500, I'm like, oh, 90 was out of the scope of things, but
No.
9,000 years
Well,
old.
that's kind of how old I
Okay.
imagine I already am. Like, so I just got tripped up because, like, my soul is 9,500 years old.
Yeah,
everybody
okay.
knows that. Everybody knows that.
10,000-year-old Owen, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's
wild
why I'm
one.
so grumpy. Can we talk about?
You've seen so much.
So, okay, me and Duncan, I need to talk about this because me and Duncan went to a wrestling show last week. What day was that? It was a random day. And
A dark taping?
Yeah, it was a dark taping. And it was really cool. It was at Universal Studios. I'll talk in length about that, of course, on Oh No Wrestling, ohnowrestling.com. We'll be recording and doing that live on this same channel tomorrow. But, when I was there, of course, heavy mask policies and cast and crew. But as we know everywhere, there are people that just don't do it, and then it's Florida, right? There's no enforcement really of it. People do it, people don't, whatever. And I'm not even judging that. What I am kind of like weird, like not weirded out by, but like sort of like it perked my interest was there's this guy that I've seen around town, around parts at Universal, and he's a nice guy. I've met him before plenty of times. And he was working with the crew of AEW this particular day. But he has a very unfortunate clef lip. Okay? And
Is it middle?
Why is it unfortunate?
It's really pronounced, man. Like it's a facial deformity. He looks like a monster. Let's just say it. Like
Jesus Christ, Owen, man. Jeez.
But,
Good Lord.
But what was really surprising is that of all the people that should be happy about masks, wearing them fully over his face, he had the mask, but I don't know if it was purposeful or not, but he had
Left
the
his
mask
lip out?
pulled down to the point where that's what it made me look at the lip more than it would if it was just no mask. And I was just surprised because I'm like, bro, it's just like the world has granted you this opportunity to not be judged for once, right? For your
By your
cleft
clefty lip.
By your clefty lip, by like people you could get like.
Yeah,
Why
but
would
you
you take
assume he
advantage?
gives a shit about people, caring about his cleft lip.
I think he was being cocky about it. I think he was being all like, yo, fuck you all. I'm Cleffy. And this is what I do. And if you don't like it, I got to deal with this, so you got to look at it. That's the way that's the way I feel about it. I also feel the same way about, like, if you've got, like, I don't got the greatest teeth in the world. Trust me. They're smoky yellow and gross. But I find great solace in hiding behind my mask at times. I've noticed people with less teeth tend to want to not wear a mask or wear it so where I can see their teeth. Take advantage of these things, you ugly people. If you're ugly around your mouth and nose,
Jesus Christ,
where you should be wearing masks for forever. That's
pro mask.
Yeah, that's my. I don't know. Is that a hot take? Does that count as a hot take?
I think that technically counts as a hot take because not a lot of people are making that statement.
That's what I'm saying. That's the grounds that I'm standing on. Also, I'm mad at children liking garbage men. This needs to stop.
Fair.
Why? Kids are dumb, first off. We know that. Kids, oh, look at the truck. It's a big truck. It picks up the trash and it throws it in the truck. Okay.
I think that's what enamors them to the trash men is the garbage truck.
I'm not opposed to that. Kids, I understand that. They're trying to understand mechanics. Look at this big thing. Like that's fine. That's understandable. What I do not tolerate is the parents that now want to like make the fucking trash man your kid's best friend, because I'm not worried about the kids. Fuck the kids. I'm worried about the trash men. Why do these trash men have to be like your kid's best friend? I'm a trash man. My life sucks. Like I don't get paid that much, and I drive around on the back of a truck lifting your crappy diapers into my fucking. Now I gotta be your kid's best friend when you come out and fucking wave to me and fucking like I gotta do. What if I'm hungover? I'm doing my trash job. I just want to be left alone, and I don't want your kids being all up in my shit. I don't want to be on no viral video. I don't want to be the heartwarming story of morning today and fucking like no, leave me alone. Trash men, I'm with you.
I think you're letting your own predilections about the trash men that they have government jobs. They have pensions.
Yeah.
They're more than likely part of a union.
Well, then take your kids to the
damn well.
Teach your kids to be very fond of the people at the DMV, and they can deal with them. The trash men have business to take care of. The trash men.
But what if you're like a jaunty, jolly old trash man who just really like gets down on his job?
You're no fat men are not trash men. They can't be. They can be dumb. They can be drivers, but those people aren't in my mind. Those are drivers. They might be able to pick up, like they might be doing the dumps. They're dumpster men. Fat people do the dumpster duty in the trash lineage. Skinny people, you ever see a fat dude hanging off the back of a fucking garbage truck? Come on.
I have always wanted to ride on the back of a garbage truck.
Me too. I would.
I want to sling a can in there, hurl that can at the street, at like where it came from, not put it down, just fling it. And then run and like as it starts to pull away, gracefully like whoop.
You know what, Mike?
Clip on.
I don't mean this as any disrespect to you, but I feel like you'd be a great trashman.
Bro, I probably would. It's repetitive, menial labor. I could probably pop an earbud in, listen to podcasts all day.
You get you a Bluetooth, you know, one. You're just riding around, fucking having fun, just kind of.
You could probably have a doober.
I think I would honestly. I think I would rather be a trashman than do your job in a kitchen. Like I would rather my job than a trashman. I
wish I was a trash man instead of being
a
cook.
I would rather Ty's job than being a trashman, but I can't work. I don't think I could work in a kitchen in that environment, that stress and everything. I don't think I could do that. Lurking, watching on
Norm.
TV, Norm. I would have subscribed for 7 months. One day, Norm, the Amazons will give me all your money, and then I'll be rich, and then like because that's how it works, right? But yeah. Trash.
No, I think there are days where I'm like, man, I bet if I could pass the drug check to get into that government job, I would probably enjoy it. Although I probably would eventually work towards being driver because I feel like that's the top of the garbage man ladder.
It popped up again, and I almost applied for this like a few years back when I got laid off from Universal that time, and I'm since back with them. But when I got laid off from them, there was a job managing the swan boats at Lake Eola, but it was technically a government job. It's back up. It was back up, and I feel like me and you need to both like do some shifts over at the Swan Boats at Lake
Swan
Eola.
Boat Management.
Yeah, we could be Swan Boat Management.
I guarantee you there's some great stories about the Swan Boat
Yeah.
management.
Bro, I would see. That's when I need my mullet back in full effect.
Yep.
With my new face, I'd have sunglasses on every day.
Yeah.
Probably polo, little tiny shorts.
No, yeah.
I mean,
it's
have
muscle
either of you
shirt.
guys-
It's muscle
have
shirt
either
for
of
me.
You guys done some weird shit on a Swan Boat? Because I've done like
smoked weed on one.
Lake
I've done at
Eola's
least
not
4
big. I mean,
weird
maybe I've never.
Swan Boat rides. I mean,
I feel like you could get a BJ or do some heavy fingering
Oh, yeah.
on the Lake Eola Swan Boats.
No, I've full on fucked on the Swan Boat before. Yeah,
On the one on Lake Eola.
yeah, that one.
What?
Yeah.
Was it at night or in the day?
It was like at 4 in
Like a soft afternoon fucking on the Swan Boat.
How'd you get
Yeah.
away with that? That's good.
It was pretty great.
That's impressive. This is.
Was it like a flagrant boning, or was it like a cautious, like you both were kind of like leaned into something?
Well, I feel like it was pretty flagrant.
She
but
hopped on top,
we-
right? Like she
we
just hopped
we
on.
did look around. There wasn't really a lot going on that day.
I like-
so
I like
we
Ty-
kinda
Eola
were-
is not a massive lake.
No, that's what
I
I'm
feel like
saying.
I could
It's-
clearly see to the middle
Yeah.
of the lake, where even if you went to the
I
farthest
guarantee
point from the edge.
at least 2 people probably saw us, maybe more, but who knows?
And a family with children, and
I hope so.
there's- and all the cars that's passing by, and all the high rises that are right there looking over top of Lake Eola.
Listen, sometimes you gotta fuck on the Swan Boat.
You know,
I
I'm
mean,
not even mad. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Now I'm just jealous and want to add this to my.
You two can make this a reality. You
Well,
you could get away.
If I
with
was the manager of the Swan Boat plays, then
hold on,
I
real
could
quick.
definitely make it happen.
Samantha, our good friend Samantha from the Semantics podcast,
Of course.
has the audacity
Oh.
to say, "Where haven't you fucked, Ty?"
Oh.
Samantha, how dare you?
Yeah, well, you fuck
chastise
everywhere.
anybody
Yeah.
for fucking in odd places, because you and Travis fuck all over the damn
Yeah,
place.
you watch Travis just jack off and you like it. You watch him jack off on car rides.
Yeah.
You watch him bang in the wood. You bang
You guys
in the
are
woods.
fucking
You're-
by the lakeside.
You're animals. You're more of an animal than Ty. You're
Well, I would like to say we are animals.
Similar animals.
We are
Similar.
respectable animals. Yes.
I do have a story for you guys.
Oh,
that
please,
I've been
tell
kinda
me.
saving.
No, please.
So you guys have heard me talk about Crazy Billy before, yeah?
Crazy Billy at work. Yeah.
Well, he's the homeless guy who used to hang around behind the T flats where.
Okay,
where
so
I
not
used
the
to
puppet
work.
homeless guy.
And then
Not
now
him?
He frequents the 7-Eleven where I go.
Remind me a little bit about him. I don't remember him.
So he's
just a
this
standard homeless
dude
guy.
who like travels across Oviedo to go do these little shitty homeless guy jobs. But every time I see him, he's like, "Hey, can I get a cigarette?" And then he wants to tell me literally the same story that I've heard a dozen times now, about where he lives, how he lives with his sister, about how his sister takes his Social Security money or whatever.
He's one of those guys that he never remembers that he's met you.
He vaguely knows who I am. I never told him my name because I don't want him to know my name.
Okay.
But I see him very regularly, and he always asks for a cigarette, and he's always, kind of imposing that when he starts talking, because he talks fast and he won't shut up. And I'm not really the type to be like, "Oh, I gotta go." So I just stand there. I
Crazy
sit there,
Billy? Is that what you said? Crazy Billy?
Crazy Billy.
Okay. Yeah.
So I usually just sit there and listen to the same story all the time, every time. But this time, he catches me like on my way walking back to my house to go to 7-Eleven before I go to work. And he catches me. He's like, "Oh, hey, do you have a cigarette?" And I'm like, "Actually, man, I quit."
Oh,
I mean, I don't buy cigarettes anymore. I've smoked a couple.
Right, but you've quit buying them.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, well, that's fine." And
That's
so
fine.
I think like
I
okay.
expect congratulations, good job, even if you are a homeless person.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, good, like, and I turn, like, I'm like, sweet, I avoided the story.
Yeah, now you've got your ticket out of there because you're not a smoker.
Nope. He launches into the, oh, this is where I live. I'm, riding my bike. I just bought this new bike, and I'm like, you bought that bike like 8 months ago. It's not new, and you've already told me the story.
It's new to him.
So he gets about 5 or 6 seconds into this story, and I'm like, oh yeah, you told me this the last time I saw you. But I didn't say it like I was like, you told me this the last time I saw you.
Yeah, you're mad, yeah.
And I
remember this story.
I guess the fact that I didn't have a cigarette and now I was shutting down the story.
Oh, you offended him?
He's like, oh, well, I didn't mean to bother you.
Yeah, you did. You're a homeless person that came up to me asking me for something. You did mean to bother me.
Yeah,
you absolutely bothered me. I love a I love a homeless person getting self-righteous and indignant about like bothering you.
It's like all the repressed, like, I've already heard the story, don't tell me. It's like all of it, just the floodgate opened up. I'm like, yeah, man, you tell me the same story every time you see me about your sister and how she takes your money and how about you bought this brand new bike even though your sister's taking all your money. And at the end of it, I was kind of like,
oh shit,
like I
you
just
lashed
done
out.
something really bad.
Well, I don't think you did anything bad. I support this.
He just stood there and he looked at me. He's like, well, fine. I didn't mean to bother you.
People out there, Mike, they're going to try and go down this whole thing of like homeless people are people too. And they're not. You just need to realize they're not people. They're not real people. And you need to not do that. Like homeless chirper. Yes. Sam, absolutely right. A homeless chirper.
He's homeless chirping.
You know what's worse than a homeless person? A homeless chirper. But chit chat,
since I've done it, since I think I've warded him off now, I feel an amazing sense of like freedom.
Yeah.
Knowing that no matter if I see him now and he's at the 7-Eleven, if I see him while I'm walking there or whatever, he's not gonna bug me. And I think I finally broke the curse.
I got a homeless guy fucking the other day coming out of the orientation over there at the big arena. I'm it's all sketchy downtown, right? The zombies are everywhere. And one comes out of the woodwork standing around there just in the very nice area by the arena. And, I'm trying to just mind my own business, but I got my window down because I just got in my car. It's hot. I'm letting it air out for a second. About to have a smoke, but then I see him. I'm like, oh, don't have a smoke around homeless guy because he's going to ask for one of those. So I wait for a second because I'm just waiting at the light. But he's coming up. The light's taking way too long. He keeps, he's babbling about something. He's doing that homeless blah, blah, blah. You got it, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no sentence really in there. And I said, no, I don't have anything. No, you don't have anything. And no, I don't really have anything. He's like, he gets like wicked close to my car. I'm starting to do the slow, like reach for the window button to like do the but he gets too close to where he
rolling it up in his face.
I was about to, because you're getting too close. Corona's out there, bitch. You're not wearing a mask. Like, I don't fucking, you're gross. You're gross before Corona, let alone after it. And so he's like, what about that Coke? Now I had a can of Coca-Cola in the car that I had from previously.
What
like
the brazen fuck?
Yeah. Now it was like there was maybe a shot of Coca-Cola left in the bottom of it. It was what I was drinking on the way to the orientation. So this was now 3 to 4 hours later, and it had been sitting in my car the whole time. And I'm like, you know what? I will give it to them. I will give it to him because this is more convenient than me having to, when I get home, take all the shit out of my car, put that in the trash. I'm like, you know what? Human trash can, here you go. Have you can take my take my Coca-Cola.
Jesus.
And he drank it and he loved his life and he got his nickel for his Coca-Cola can.
You know what?
So I did my good deed of the day. That's
because
the way
there
I
was
see it.
so little Coca-Cola in it, you know that it was hot.
Oh, it was hot. It was It was.
That's also backwash central.
Oh yeah. It was,
so that's
I wasn't
a
gonna drink
50-50
it.
spit Coke hot backwash.
Yeah, I parked in a garage, and it was overcast that day, so it was still, it probably wasn't boiling like if I parked in the sun, but
Dude,
it was.
have you ever been in somewhere and you get out and you're like, oh sweet, I have that drink.
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
But that Coke is hot,
like soup.
It's hot, and if it's still fresh enough, it's hot and carbonated. Oh, hot carbonation is the worst.
How about that? Hot carbonation, yeah, hot carbonation.
But just the audacity of someone to look in your car and go, "Hey, that thing you have, can I have it?"
Yeah, that really did bother me, and I should have just continued my journey of the up button of the window, but I just thought about it. I'm like, this is actually technically more convenient to me if I dispose of this with this human that is going to probably litter it, or I don't know what he's gonna. It's out of my control now. It was more convenient to me, so therefore that's what I did.
Samantha in the chat says homeless give no fucks about the Ronas because they're exposed to the elements. They're so exposed to the elements that their immune system is fucking outstanding.
That might be true. What if they're the solution?
The cure to the Rona. Everybody just get homeless.
Yeah, I asked earlier when we went to Brick, I asked people's favorite children's shows. And there was a reason I did that, because it involves our final segment of the evening. We haven't done one of these in a little while, but I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll smell what I'm cooking. All right? So we're going to do a little edition of a thing we call the casting couch. What we're going to do is we're going to sort of take a live action approach to casting our favorite children's television shows. They can be cartoons.
And I just preface this by saying we're doing a casting couch, which is, traditionally a porn requisite for, hey girl, I'm going to try out that vagina or asshole.
Well, that's the name of the bit. Great. That's why it's called the name of the bit, but it's never been pornographic as a bit, Ty.
Well, I'm just saying we're doing a children's show casting couch, which I like that we're riding the line of inappropriate. Yes.
Well, that's what.
Bend over and spread your butt cheek.
We've crossed the line plenty of times tonight, Ty, so I don't think
to be there.
This is actually pretty tame in comparison to some of the things we've talked about. But yes, with Casting Couch, we will recast some of our favorite both cartoons and live-action children's shows as simply who would we do them with now as films, right? Who do we cast as these people in these roles? Live, real people, actors. So the first one, and the reason this comes up is because, of course, lately we've had the heartfelt apology from Steve of Blue's Clues come out and say, very sorry, guys, I went off to college. You've all grown up and blah, blah, blah. Now, I was too old for Blue's Clues, but I still kind of teared up when he said all those words to me. So I'm as guilty as the rest of them. I'm not really shitting all over it, but that's what made me come up with this.
I never actually watched it. I saw the reactions all over the place, but I still haven't watched it.
It's touching.
It is actually, and I'm not even gonna crap on it. But what I'll say, it's good for millennials and stuff and people our age. But if you were, I know there's reboots of the Blue's Clues, even to this day, there's a new Blue's Clues guy. But if you were to have your Blue's Clues guy to cast for 2021,
Steve.
Who would you have as your Blue's Clues? You would recast Steve? You'd bring him back in?
No, I'm just asking, that's who we're...
Yeah!
Basically.
You're bringing in your Steve. Who is your Blue's Clues guy that you could bring in 2021 in that role?
Gary Oldman. He's so good.
Gary Oldman?
He's so fucking good at everything.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I'm into it.
That's sort of similar to when like Thomas the Tank Engine, you know, they used to have different like fat conductors. You call it something different in America, but they had
conductors.
They had Ringo Starr, they had George Carlin like as the narrator of like Thomas the Tank Engine, right? Like you had different like narrators. So I'm feeling like Gary Oldman would be sort of that same way with a Blue's Clues. You could have an older guy coming in, soft-spoken, kind of. See, I was thinking
I want an intense Gary Oldman.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Really intense.
I was gonna go with if I mean he's a little too old to do it, but fucking give me Conan O'Brien as the main guy.
That would be a
Blue's
good
Clues.
Blue's Clues.
That would be good as shit.
I'm into it.
I would watch that. I would think that would be a good Blue's Clues. He teaches some good
I'm not really
lessons.
like the hugest of Weezer fans, but I know we brought up Rivers Cuomo.
He's on your mind tonight.
But like
Rivers would be fun.
It seems like he would be a good Blue's Clues guy.
In the same respect.
Yeah, I could see that too.
As wholesome as he is, Dave Grohl. I think
Actually,
Dave would be all right. You guys might.
Let me take Rivers Cuomo out of that.
Yeah.
Can I take the slightly downy guy that was from Clips that looked like Rivers?
Okay.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Actually, better choice.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy's
Way less money too. The show could be made for a lot less money.
And it'll be about 4 hours long, and there'll be a jack-off break in the middle of it. So. How about Andrew WK though? Because
that'd be good.
That would work.
And he's good with the giving the good message.
The good message, yeah.
Samantha says Tom Holland, which also I think could work because he still looks young.
Yeah,
Tom Holland looks young.
Yeah, he could work. He could. Yeah, he's. Wow, Tom Holland. He's probably what, like mid to late 20s now, something like that.
Something like that.
Oh, I can't remember.
He's probably
his
not
name.
that old. He's probably 26, is what I'm guessing. I'm going 26 with a Tom Holland.
I believe.
Oh, he's
okay.
Where's he at?
Rupert Grint, the guy who played Ron Weasley.
Yeah, he could do it. Yeah.
He'd be a pretty solid new Blue's Clues.
What about like Jermaine? I can't remember his real name, but I say Jermaine Clement, the guy from.
Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Jermaine. I could
fun.
see. Yeah. I mean, Sam's right. We're
Maybe
casting it way
he's
too.
old.
We're
He's
casting
old.
all of us. We're casting way too old. Tom Holland is the youngest, and did we find out how old he is? Did we look that
Holland?
up? Yeah, look that up. Just find that out for me. Holland. I'm calling 26.
He's 20. Oh wait, Tom Holland is 25 years old.
25.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close.
But he looks really young.
He does. That's why he works.
You could have done in his earlier years an Efron.
Yeah, earlier years. He's too old for it now.
Now, if we're going to, like we so often do,
Apatow?
if we're gonna Apatow,
Oh, Sarah can do it.
okay,
Right? Sarah could do
Michael
it.
Cera would
But
be
Rogan
really
could
fun.
do it though too.
Yeah.
Rogan could definitely do it too. So I don't know.
I want to see really high Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
that's
how you do that
Blue's
show.
Clues.
That's how you do that show. Moving on to the next one. Okay, now this one's a little abstract for all of us. Again, not a show. I was too old for this one, but it was very popular. Guys, if you're casting the 4 members, how do you recast the Teletubbies as the? So we got Tinky Winky, right?
God damn it.
We know he's the gay one. They said that.
Lala
Poe. Right,
Honestly, I don't know shit
Lala.
about the Teletubbies, but
One of them was black. Not that we can have to stick to gender stereotypes
It was purple.
race stereotypes, but like no, Tinky Winky was the purple gay one. Then there was one of them was blacker, darker. I think that was Lala. Then there was Poe, who was the I think that was a girl, and I think she was probably like the hot little chick. And then I think
You are putting a lot of implications on the Teletubbies that I don't think existed.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, no, we all know that because Tinky Winky was it was a homo. We know. Come on. We know that, right?
Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe.
Green. Yeah, the green one was Dipsy, right?
Tinky Winky was purple. Who's purple?
Tinky Winky.
I don't know. It doesn't give me. It doesn't. Wait. Dipsy
Yeah.
is green.
Yeah.
Tinky Winky is purple.
Yeah.
Lala is yellow. Poe is red.
Upside down triangle on Tinky Winky's head and carried a purse. They were doing something there. Like Tinky Winky was, we'll just say, the tall homosexual one. Then we had
Bro,
Poe.
they don't even have genders. They are
No.
ambiguous
No,
creatures.
no. I stand by. Tinky Winky was a dude. Poe was a girl. Lala was, that one's up. Dipsy was a dude and Lala was a chick. Yeah, that's the way it works. That's the way it was. And then, of course, you got to do the son, the baby son.
Baby son should be one of the remaining Olsen twins.
That's fine.
Wait, are they both dead, or was only one, or neither?
I think they're both alive. Aren't they?
But they are young. They would look hilarious as the son now. That would be great.
Make them split duty. Don't hire either one. Just make them run split duty like they did in Full House.
I would love that so much.
I don't know. What about?
I'd
Okay.
watch the show just for the son if that happened.
Actually, make the son Zach and Cody. Those kids from that Disney show. They're grown adults now, so I don't know what they're doing.
Ariana Grande is Poe. I'm going.
Norm wants Paul Rudd in there somewhere.
Yeah, Paul Rudd. Maybe he's the son. I mean,
make Paul Rudd. He's so good. I love Paul Rudd. Is so pure.
He would also be a good Steve Blue's Clues guy. A little old, but he could do that too. He could have done that too. All right, Dipsy and Lala. I don't really care, honestly. Like Don Cheadle can be the black one, and then we'll go from there. What? You said he had good range earlier in the show, like so he could probably pull it off.
You know what? You're right. I did give him such a range.
Yeah.
Samantha says both the Olsens are alive and they're our age.
Oh yeah, fuck. Make the son Will Sasso. Nah, I don't like Will Sasso. I don't like.
He does have a big baby face.
Yeah, he does look like a
giant
big dumb baby, so that does work. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, what was the guy from Sopranos? The main guy.
Galifianak. No, James Gandolfini.
Yeah, make him the son.
He could be a good son. And then the gay dude from Schitt's Creek.
David or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
That's
he's
his
Tinky
character's
Winky.
name.
He's Tinky Winky.
He looks like Eugene Levy's son.
Yeah, him. He's Tinky Winky. He would be like a progressive, homosexual stereotype, like in the modern world, and like he's a likable guy. I'm not saying anything about that, like he'd be good for that.
I don't think
got
people like
him
him because he's a progressive gay stereotype.
Well, he's just a good character, but he's gay, like clearly. And then you got fucking Ariana Grande, and you got Don Cheadle in there. Lala can be
All right, so this show is obviously not being produced by PBS because it's now costing several $1 million an episode.
Well, we can cast things however we want, bro.
Or do we make them do it as a tax write-off?
Yeah, that's what PBS does now. All right, moving on. Who would you guys pick as the new host for Reading Rainbow?
Ooh. Okay. I know it sounds bad, but I kind of want Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan doing Reading Rainbow? Oh, those L's and R's, though. That's going to be...
I wanted someone with a very apparent speech impediment.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a speech impediment. He's just Chinese. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to...
How about Joe Pesci does Reading Rainbow? That's good. That needs to be... If someone hasn't done that as a sketch yet, they need to do that.
Okay.
Fucking Reading Rainbow.
Religiously.
Yeah.
It sucks because he just recently died, but Norm Macdonald could have also done it.
Oh, man.
Love Norm Macdonald doing Reading Rainbow.
That would work. Rest in peace, Norm. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a real tough one. Like, yeah. Oh man, who's a good? Like seriously, who would be a good? I mean, Paul Rudd again. Paul Rudd can do anything, so Paul Rudd fits into all of these.
Let Weird Al do Reading Rainbow.
Oh, that's.
Oh, you know what? I'm in.
That's that. Yeah, I would pay for that. Yeah.
That's actually a really good shout, man. That's actually something that would sell, and you would probably, you know how like Sesame Street these days, they moved it from PBS to over HBO for the new ones and all that type of stuff. You could almost do the same type of thing, like with a Weird Al with that, because parents would want to watch it, and they would, it would be almost an incentive to get
their kids into it.
Their kids into it, yeah. I like that.
Plus, you know how many parody stories you would get out of he'd want to tell you about some Charles Dickens novel, or it'd be Great Expectations, but it'd be Weird Al's version of Great Expectations. It'd be hilarious.
What about if he could keep his massive donger in his pants, Carrot Top?
Does he have a massive donger?
Yeah. It's been well documented.
It's a powerhouse of a ween.
Yeah, he's got a big wiener. But yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but I don't care. I feel like
I think you hit the nail on the head with the Weird Al. I like that. I was just stretching with the Carrot Top because they're similar personalities, and I feel like he could sort of work on a TV show because of his personality. He might even work. Yeah, he's probably on Teletubbies. Honestly.
Also from the chat for Reading Rainbow, we have Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, not bad.
He'd be really good at the reading part. And Samantha also said John Boyega.
Who's that one again?
From Star Wars.
Star Wars, that guy. Yeah.
He'd be fun. It would be an easy transition.
Why? Because he's black.
Why?
Because he's black. You racist, Samantha. Jeez, get your mind out of it. This is not a. We don't do that type. Anyway.
You couldn't even say the words "we're not racist."
No,
you couldn't even say them, Owen.
What? I didn't need to. I don't need.
Oh,
my mind. Yeah. Samantha did. I asked what her on break. Everybody's favorite kids TV show, and she's like, okay, the one that. Well, I think the best one that she named a few, but. She named the little kid show, one other, Mr. Rogers, and then the Magic School Bus. Now the Magic School Bus is one that we can cast Mrs. What's her face?
Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle. How are we doing a Miss Frizzle in 2021 as a live action? Because Miss Frizzle, that's a good one to cast. We don't need. There's like 1,000 kids in there. We don't need to cast anybody else, but we need to cast Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, but this is the tough part about Miss Frizzle. She has to be, in all honesty,
motherly?
No, fuckable.
Oh yeah, you want a fuckable because there is some porno stuff with some Miss Frizzles.
Miss Frizzle had a damn dump truck for an ass.
Miss Frizzle is smart. She is fucking on point. She is great at educating, but she fucks hard, and she needs to be fucked right.
And she needs to be a little thicker,
wrong,
a little thicker, but good, like that good, good,
the right thick.
Yeah, the right.
No, she had a dump truck for an ass.
She did.
It was
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like
you can see it.
Is that where you got it from, Mike? Is that where you're? Ooh.
Maybe. Just to let you know. They already did a live-action Magic School Bus.
Okay.
Magic School Bus Rise Again, made in 2017.
Oh.
Had such stars as Lily Tomlin and Danny Tamborelli.
Dan? Wait, I know Danny Tamborelli. That's like Little Pete, right?
Yep.
So who's Lily Tomlin again? Who's that?
She's an older famous actor.
You don't know
now. I know the name. I need to see a picture.
There's also Malcolm Jamal Warner, who's the producer, and he was Eddie from Family Matters.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
So there's some names on it, but yeah. Let's see.
Lily Tomlin. They went old then. They went like pretty old. Like yeah, she's a good Miss Frizz, but they need to go if they were to go sexy 10, 15 years Miss Frizz earlier, that's what we need. We need
All right, so
Who's the
along
chick
with Miss
from?
Frizzle,
Okay,
you
hear
also
me out.
have to cast.
I got it. I don't know her name, but she was in the show Mad Men. She's the redhead.
Oh, yeah.
With the big old titties. Mad Men, redhead. What was her name?
I'm mad I don't know it off the top of my head.
Christina Hendricks.
Yeah, that's the
That
one.
sounds right. Yeah.
Redhead with the
yeah. That's my pick.
endowed
That
chest.
is my pick right there for Miss Frizzle.
For a fuckable
Strangely
Miss
enough, I did get down with her, even though I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. That's a good.
That would be a beautiful Frizzle.
Yeah, that's a good Frizzle because she could do the hair a little crazy, but yeah, she'd be big old. But she's got like a milfy vibe to her, and she's old enough, but she's not too young. You know, I think I nailed it. I think I nailed it on that one.
Oh,
Yeah. I like her. I like her.
Also, there was Erin from The Office. And
too
she's
little.
Too thin.
Too little. Too little. Yeah, too petite. Too petite. I don't know. I think mine's better.
Christina Hendricks wins.
Yeah, I think so.
And just for you, Twitch, the girl from The Office, her name's Ellie Kemp.
Ellie Kemp. Which one's that
Ellie
one?
Kemper. Ellie Kemper is Erin from The Office.
Oh, that's her real name. Wasn't she involved in some weird shit with some like white supremacists or something? I think she was raised by white supremacists and was a like mini Klanman.
Mini Klanman.
Yeah, look it up. There's some like weird shit with her in the Klan. That was a couple months ago that broke. Maybe she's not so innocent. All right.
I'm glad we're all on board with a thick Frizzle.
Yeah, we need a thick.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be a thick. Yeah. Okay, so this one's gonna get even weirder. I'm gonna throw out 2 cartoons, and we'll do these quickly. Oh, music's getting weird too. How do you guys feel about doing a live action SpongeBob SquarePants? Who is your Sponge? Who's your Patrick? And who's your Squidward? Squidward is Larry David.
That's fair.
Patrick, you need a funny fat guy. You need a funny fat guy to do. Jack Black would be a good Squidward.
Yeah,
he's
Jack
my
Black would be
Squidward.
good.
And
Jack
Sponge.
Black would be a better Patrick, though.
Patrick, yeah.
That's what I said, right?
You said Squidward.
No, Squidward, Larry David. Patrick is Jack Black, and then Sponge. All right, he's got to be youthful, innocent.
You could do Tom Holland as SpongeBob.
Got to be youthful, innocent, but I feel like in their world, Sponge is kind of good looking. So I feel like
You feel like
Paul Rudd. Duh, it's Paul Rudd. I mean, he could do anything.
He could do it.
I mean, he could do it.
Well, I'm looking at I guess they did a like a theater version, and I gotta say the guy they got to do SpongeBob is pretty perfect.
Is he?
Yeah, he's like a ginger.
Oh.
Like a fit ginger, good-looking dude.
Well, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Adam Driver as Squidward all day. I can see that, Sam.
That'd be good.
That's not bad.
Not mad about it, yeah.
Big honker. Yeah, he does have a big honker. You're right. You know, Teresa likes Adam Driver. She gets her driver time in when I'm not around. Like
Her driver time.
Yeah, she gets her driver time.
Has he done anything that could really relate to some driver time, though?
She's like, she was about to watch a movie the other day, and she's just like, I'm like, why? What's that a movie about? She's like, I don't know, but Adam Driver is all in there, and she thinks that I kind of look like him. I don't look like Adam Driver, but I'm skinny and I got a schnoz. Like, I guess there's like a similarity, I suppose. But yeah.
Teresa's out here creaming her jeans for Adam Driver.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, you should start fucking Sith Lording that shit, man.
I should.
Like,
You're right.
Bro.
I don't think she's into that. She's just, I don't know. I'll do some driving, I guess. Do some driving. Anyway, any more SpongeBob's? Any more like?
I think that one's too hard to.
It is.
It'd be a weird cast.
We'll do one more then. We'll do one more. And probably one of my favorites when I was a kid. Nickelodeon once again, but Rocco's Modern Life. Who are you casting as Rocco, Heifer, and then what was his? Oh, the turtle. What was it? Like you, Gilbert. Thank you.
Filbert.
Filbert. Yes. Who are you doing as those three? Costanza Filbert.
Oh, I was gonna go with Patton Oswalt as.
Oh no, he. Okay, yeah.
As Filbert.
Yeah, that works. That's more modern too. I'm here. I am casting fucking. I'm not even the actor's name, but fucking the character from Seinfeld. So yeah, you're right. Like that's not 2021. What's the hell's his name now? God damn it.
Oh, Heifer. That was his name.
No. I said that, but no, the actor that played whatever. So yeah, no. Filbert, I can see. Yeah, you're right with that one. I don't mind that casting. With what's his face? Say it again. I'm blanking. I'm drunk. No, what's his name? You just said it.
Who?
Filbert?
Yeah. You said. No, the actor.
Patton Oswalt?
Patton Oswalt, yes.
Yeah.
I can see him doing a good Filbert. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's good.
Of course. Let's see. There was a Louis Anderson for Heifer, his buddy, which I think would be hilarious.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But I think you could go a little closer, do a Jonah Hill as a Heifer.
Could do that. You could definitely do that. I mean, you're appetizing early.
But he's so good.
He is. I mean, that's why they can do all these things. Rocco, though. Rocco's the tough one.
Yeah, Rocco's hard, man.
Rocco's the tough one. Kevin Hart comes to mind, but he's not. Here's what I would do with Rocco, and it's probably because the Australian thing. I would go Jim Jeffries Rocco.
Jim Jeffries Rocco isn't terrible.
It'd be a cynical Rocco.
It would be, a real cynical asshole. But Rocco was, yes, he was a little innocent, but Rocco was a little cynical too. Heifer.
What's his name?
You could do Jack.
Who's the main Hobbit in the Lord of the Rings?
Martin Short.
No. What?
No. No.
Lord
of the Rings. Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
Rocco.
you could do him. Elijah Wood would work as a Rocco. He's small, kind of like squirrely a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I could see that. We
have a nominee for our good friend Trey Sewak as
Rocco. Trey is Heifer. Wait, no.
Whoa. That's not what he was suggested as.
Sorry, no, I know, but Trey is Heifer though. He'd be a great Heifer.
That's disrespectful.
I mean, Trey's lost a lot of weight. When he was fat, when Trey was fat, he would have been a good Heifer. That's fair, right? Congratulations, Trey. You lost a lot of weight.
Can I express this as a not great question, but is Trey no longer large?
No, Trey lost a ton of weight.
He's still 6'2".
Yeah. That's why I'm saying he would be a good Heifer. He's better. He's more cast. Of course, he's better cast as a Heifer than a Rocco. Hey, get out of here. What? I'm crazy because Jesus, Rocco's tiny. Heifer's big. It's simple. You wouldn't. Would you cast Ty as a Hobbit? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. This is simple. This is how the game. What?
Nothing.
Oh,
nothing.
He does wear his Rocco shirt a lot.
Well, just because he likes him doesn't mean he gets cast as him. That's not how that shit works. Elijah Wood was probably the best one for Rocco, to be honest. Like, that's
I'm gonna throw it out there because he's been thrown out for everything else. Paul Rudd as Rocco.
Nah,
he can still do it.
Nah,
Rocco.
I mean, he could. He's nice enough.
I feel it. I could see it happen.
Paul Rudd could literally do whatever we want him to do.
Yeah.
And I would take it.
Yeah, I still like Jim Jeffries for some reason.
Well, because he's Australian.
I think I like. Yeah, but who's a good? Okay, let's get a good Australian in here.
I don't know any
Rocco.
Australians other than him.
All right, let's look up. I'm gonna look it up. Australian actors.
I had my first sex in Australia. It was pretty good.
Weren't you like 14 though?
13, but yes.
Of course he did.
Even worse.
No, even better. Really.
It could be Hugh Jackman. I mean, he's an Australian actor. Like, there's
Hugh Jackman as Rocco.
Yeah.
He's the old as shit. Yeah.
Australia hasn't really been pumping out a lot of good.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe as Rocco.
I don't give a fuck. That works.
Fuck you, Effa. Let's fight. Fight around the world. How about you could do Macaulay Culkin as Rocco.
It'd be a weird Rocco, but I'd take it.
Yeah, I'd still be interested.
Weirdo Rocco with the Culkin Rocco. Yeah, Culkin Rocco with who do we?
Don't say that. That sounded bad.
Yeah, say that.
And then you got Larry David as Filbert. Right? Did we decide? We said Patton Oswalt. We said Patton Oswalt as Filbert. All right, that's good. And then we still didn't really get a heifer nailed down. We didn't. Apart from Jonah Hill would do it right. Hill.
I mean, you said Trey, so.
Well, no, they said Trey, but they just cast him wrong. It's not my fault that they cast people wrong on this thing. I don't know what to tell you about it.
Oh, Norm says reverse roll it and do Rebel Wilson.
No one wants to see movies with women in them now. Come on.
I like watching specific movies with women.
Ghostbusters ruined it for all of them. It's never happening again. They had their shot. That's
because
they
you
ruined
hate
it.
Leslie Jones.
Well, she's a monster look. Like, she looks like a monster. Like, let's be real. Leslie Jones looks like a monster.
Listen, women and movies.
I didn't say Trey's fat. I said he was fat. I said he was.
There's no reason to remake all the goddamn men movies as women movies. Just make movies with women.
Yeah, make a new one.
Jesus Christ.
You want them to stop messing up your good old-fashioned man movies.
That is not what I'm saying.
Here's the deal. With the Ghostbusters thing, I'm equally as pissed off about is the fact that now they're making the Ghostbusters simply into a goddamn Stranger Things movie and fucking it might like do something different, asshole.
I'm still into it though. It looks good.
So now it's been everything. First it was a normal movie, then it was all women role of Ghostbusters. Now it's an all kids version of Ghostbusters.
Stop.
It's selling out and they're hitting every demo.
No, it wasn't funny. Whoever Quarter Nip is, I like you. It sucked, and now we're gonna get into I think we're. Yeah, it's
Quarter Nip was actually saying he's like they weren't funny. Their timing was off. The jokes didn't feel right.
Yeah, no, I agree. And one of the things that I'll continue to say too is it's old hack shit. Obviously, everybody's doing this. Hollywood has been remaking things time and time again, repackaging things. Just call it a different name. You can make those movies, and if you weren't to associate these brands that are so beloved with them, then you have a better chance of actually making something that people like, rather than tying it to the Ghostbusters or tying it to these things. I don't understand the logic. Oh, but they'll make more money because of the instant buy, because of the association with the name and the branding. Okay, that's fine. But when you make a shit one, now you've tarnished the brand, which makes more money long term. Think about what you're doing. You're idiots. I'll fix the Hollywood industry before I'm done.
No, I think you're 100% right. I think you should have just made it a standalone on its own movie. But I think what their problem is, they don't think it would have enough juice as if you just wrote a new movie about ghost capturers who are also women. I don't think you would make it. I don't think it would sell hard enough to get an audience, like a big enough audience to be a motion picture. unless you tie it to the Ghostbusters
Yeah,
name.
you probably don't get the budget. You probably don't, get the stuff to go with that. But then if, here's what you have to ask yourself. If that movie that doesn't get that budget and doesn't get all the things associated with it, doesn't get that, does that movie deserve to be made? Because I don't think it does. I think you just probably just don't make it. Like at that point, that's sort of your vetting process, right? Let me ask.
I think what it was is they were riding a nostalgia kick, and we have been for the past 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, it's a little bit much now.
So we're getting towards the end of what I think that is, like the big nostalgia.
Well, and that's actually a good. No, you're right, because that's a good transition into what I would like to end the show with a little bit of discussion about, and a movie that I did enjoy once upon a time, but can't really understand where it's going to fit in 2021, and that's the release, of course, of the trailer for the new Matrix. And okay, so you're obviously excited about it, Ty.
I don't even give a fuck. I don't care. Feed it to me. If it's bad, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm hoping it's good. Fingers crossed.
I think the only reason this has any sort of interest is because Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves and people love him and he's a meme. And I think that's half the reason that this movie got made, is because Keanu Reeves is a good guy and a meme. Without that, this movie doesn't get remade. Or not remade, but a continuation of the storyline. The first one, it's a decent movie. The second two are absolute dog shit. The side stuff that they've done with short films, pretty crap. This does not excite me. The trailer doesn't excite me. The viral marketing doesn't excite me. And this just screams to me of absolute money grab, nostalgia bullshit. I don't have any fucking investment in this.
I thought they ended the movie at 3.
No, they left it open at the end. They sort of left it as, if we want to come back to this, we'll come back to this, but it's probably off for a while.
I think it was some grade A bullshit that, like, oh, this has happened like 5 or 6 times. And if you're going to use that premise as, yep, this is the next time that it happened, don't.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who will tell you, after the first one, the Matrixes are hard watches. The 2 and 3, they're not great movies.
They're not very good. They're not.
If you like the lore, if you like having some sort of closure, then yeah, you watched them because it was a continuation of the series. But they weren't that great, and I don't know why we're making 4. Leave it dead, let it be done. Either that, or you have to fully reboot the cast. Because the problem is, they only brought back Trinity and Neo. So it's garbage. Like, why are you going to do it?
I'm even impressed that they got them back, to be honest. Like, it wouldn't have surprised me if, what's her name? Trinity, because she was like a big deal for a while, but I guess she hasn't done anything in quite some time.
Hold on. Trinity from the Matrix.
She was in tons of stuff, though.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss, yeah. She was in tons of stuff for a while. I don't think I've seen her since the goddamn Matrix. So it's, I don't know, it's one of those weird things. I feel like it's almost ruined some of their career, and it almost, here's what a lot of these things that are not reboots but continuations and nostalgia grabs have the potential to do is they're gonna ruin the nostalgia that they're trying to capture on. And they don't care about it. Like, they're going to ruin things like they have done with the Ghostbusters. They're going to do things that are, it's going to essentially fuck up what we once had. Does that make sense? Like, it's going to cheapen what we liked from the past.
Why do you feel that way? Like,
because
the
it's
old
happened so many
still
times.
hold up. They're still there. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
I think what Owen's getting at is that the sense of nostalgia which brings
Star
you
Wars.
into it.
Look at Star Wars. How fucking over goddamn fucking corporatized it's been. How many goddamn movies they've pumped out. Like it's absolutely just shit.
Now hold on. Lucas's plan from the 70s was to make 3, then make the pre-3, then make the last. He said it 20 years ago, Owen.
He was lucky to get the first movie made. You cannot tell me that he had those next movies planned and out the whole story the whole goddamn time. Of course he didn't. It's a cash grab by Disney. It's an absolute, like, let's pump out a Han Solo, a Boba Fett, a fucking blah, blah, blah. All these goddamn movies, Mandalorian, TV shows, toys, theme parks. You don't think that has anything to do with it, and that doesn't cheapen the end brand of what the story and what it meant, those original trilogies meant to people? Because I think it does. I think that you absolutely do that over time by oversaturating your audience, by making them, like, Marvel is the key one. Everyone is tired of watching Marvel movies.
I'll agree to that.
And people are done with it, like, because they have said, like, oh, we've got this whole catalog, and rather than being smart about it and stretching something out for 20 so odd years, they've tried to do it in 6 or 10.
Okay, but I think that's to bring back Star Wars. I think that's why they get a small pass, because they have done it over 50 years. You started making those movies in the 70s. So, yeah, they've stretched it out. You got 3 movies, then you waited 30 years, you got 3 more, and then you waited another decade, and you got 3 more. I think I think that's helped them kind of do it. But it's also fucked them, because now you've got the guys who are 60 years
what I'm saying
old.
is that you're absolutely going to make your buck, but you're going to have backlash of the oversaturation and capitalization of it. Like, it's going to have, instead of the kids, like, okay, adults raise their kids on Star Wars, like, it's been passed down, right? You're going to have people that block is gone now, that are tired as fuck of it, and won't, when, like, they have kids, they're not going to bring them up on it because they're tired as shit of it. That's what's happening. And it will die out, and it will, I think they've stepped on their own goddamn toes. They'll make their buck for a long time, but it's like the long term will eventually fade because it's over goddamn saturation.
And I don't know. I think with Star Wars, because they've kept coming up with new IP for it, they're explaining larger portions of the universe with all these extra little side things. It's not a direct reboot. I think these reboots are out of hand, but I don't know, in my opinion, Star Wars, yes, it's been commercialized because it's a big enough property to be commercialized.
There's so much out there now, it's not like it was.
But no, because you didn't have the time or space to do any of that. And why would you make auxiliary movies about something that was brand new and just happened? You couldn't. But now you've had enough time, you've got enough of the universe fleshed out without just rebooting and remaking the original 3 movies.
How many times can you make shitty fucking movies? And people
But I think the movies are done.
Good.
Without okay, I'm glad that the original idea of those movies is done, but if you want to start explaining how Obi-Wan became Obi-Wan, I'm in for it. You want to tell me about the Mandalorian culture and how that works? I'm in for it. You could do the whole there was a book that used to be canon in the EU that was all about all the bounty hunters and what their stories were. If you want to animate that on screen and tell me that, I want that.
Yeah.
But some of these, but you're 100% right. With Marvel movies, I'm over it. I never really got into it. I have still not seen all the fucking Marvel movies that have come out because I don't care to. They're not interesting to me.
No.
X-Men died with me in my teen years.
You know, the last Marvel movie I saw was Iron Man 3.
I
gave up. No, sorry, I watched another one. It was the Avengers one where they first met alien peoples, and I'm like, I'm out. Like, this is stupid. Avengers first one. This is dumb. I don't like it. This is gay. No, lame. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's that's a horrible term to say, but no, it's yeah. Oh, we got Sam Jackson. We got
that's you, Owen.
We got Ty on a beach. I wish I looked that cool.
No, I think I've heard other people say it before, like, oh, we didn't get a lot of Marvel movies in the 90s, so now they're making. No, you
got plenty.
we had enough. You had comic books. If you were interested in it, you had comic books. And now you all bitch that you didn't have that content. But now that it's out, you're like, oh, well, it's not as close to the source as I wanted. Well, fucking eat a dick then, because you're not going to be happy no matter what we do.
Fair enough.
Fuck comic book fans.
Hey,
that's me.
hang on. That's I got a Mikey B as my background.
And you got a little Star Wars in there, because that's a Boba Fett pin up there.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't ever tell me that wrestling is wrong.
Well, I don't know, man. All these reboots on the wrestling, maybe they should have just let it die after the Attitude Era.
Yeah, Owen, with your reboot hatred.
They could have let the NWO could have been the last thing I ever saw, and I would have been
But
fine.
Sting is back, everybody. Hey, anyway.
Unless Ultimate Warrior's coming back, I don't care.
Well, he's dead, Yokozuna too, so unfortunately we can't do that. But everybody, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Oh No Radio Show. Again, sorry for not joining you last week. We will be back, hopefully, this sort of same time next week, if that works out for everybody. Hopefully it does, because your boy's still working hard with his 13 to 17 jobs, depending on the day. And yeah, it's been fun. I really did miss doing a show last week. It sucks. Like I always feel it. It's one of those. Hits me in my bones, hits me in my core when I'm not able to do a show. I need to get out my vitriol, and that's what you guys are for. And we thank you for, listening and joining along. That being said, patreon.com/ONRS. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/ONO Radio Show. You'll find it all over there. ONORadioshow.com, 407-906-6466. Should you like to leave a voicemail? And what do we say when we get out of here, boys? Eat 'em!